Hi, welcome to the bakagaijinshow. I am your lovable rascal of a host Freak, and with me, as always, is my interdicted co-host, Kevin Faulkner.
Does that have anything to do with being indicted? Because it's spelled
No.
similarly, but it's got like an extra D-E-R in it.
No.
Okay.
No.
No. Interdicted means you were forcefully dragged into the shit.
This is very true.
Um,
I am here against my will. I'm at gunpoint.
Is that right? Because the dictionary is telling me it means to prohibit or forbid.
But what am I doing then?
well, I mean, okay, never mind. I'm going off of the loose definition of what it is in a game that I play, which is you literally forcefully drag people out of warp.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
So I like that definition better because that's way funnier.
That's true, yeah. I can't wait till we're hosting podcasts from the stars, and then I can drag you out of warp, Kevin.
No, I won't go back. Help!
Look, you can't spend too long in warp.
If I'm on the way,
it's not good for you.
If I'm on the way to Mars to go meet my cat girl slaves for the rest of my life and live with Elon Musk in bounteous glory, and you drag me out of transwarp to make me do a podcast, your life will end.
I know what my priorities are, and it's not this.
Presumptuous that our guest and friend of the show, SERODIN, thinks that he's going to be part of Elon Musk's inner circle. What skills do you possess that would give you a leg up in the Martian slave caste system?
A lack of basic humanity, an affinity for catgirl worship. I'm a really good data analyst. Anyway.
Shit, is that all it takes?
I guess so.
This Elon Musk guy sounds all right.
Damn, if that's all.
I can't wait for that to get clipped out of context someday.
Yeah, Elon Musk is a pretty cool guy. Buys Twitter and doesn't afraid of anything.
Maybe buys Twitter. He's slowly backing out of that, you know.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know if I want to buy Twitter. I don't know how many bots there actually are.
Yeah, we need like an exact, can we get a head count? Can we get a bot head count?
A bot count?
Were it so easy.
Yep. So anyway, we're joined by friend and guest of the show, SERODIN, once again.
Hi, I have a YouTube channel now. It's really shitty and has 3 videos.
I edited one of them.
Yeah, Kevin here edited one of them. I like to describe what I do on YouTube as professional level simping. Because there's not really any other way to justify it or like understand it. Essentially, for one of the VTuber fandoms, I do cooking videos.
Yeah, that's accurate. That's accurate.
It's supposed to be part of its lore, but you can look up my YouTube channel under Jerorar. Don't worry about the name. It's JERORAWR, just without the XD at the end. You can look that up anytime. Look, don't worry about the name. It was given to me by an Austrian whose English is only your second language. So it's not my fault. But yeah. So I do cooking videos now. So if you want to see what goofy shit I'm up to, there you go. Also, Kevin edited one of the videos.
Yep.
I did not notice you posted that because I forgot to tap the bell.
Oh, you forgot to tap the bell.
Everyone remember to tap the bell.
You'll miss your maybe once a month and a half update of a 15-minute video.
Yeah.
Really exciting stuff, guys. Next time I might teach you how to make I don't know, something actually good and delicious, and you'll really miss it.
I like how the subscribe button is basically useless at this point because they made it a 2-factor system.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yep. Well, the subscribe button works as long as you personally are always frequenting that channel. If you're not, and you just want to be told when the new video's out, then yeah, it's pretty much a waste of space.
Yeah. It's an era we live in where they're like, but did you really mean that? You know, kind of like how every fucking game wants you to hold to confirm these days.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm getting sick of being asked to hold to confirm things that should not need to be. If you want, like, I ran into a good example.
Are you sure you want to save the game?
Oh, you know,
I already went through 2 menus to get here. What the fuck do you think?
You know, it's a big decision. You know, you can't tread lightly. Like I found an example where you can see the divide because I recently finished Metro Last Light Redux, which does not ask you to hold to confirm for anything. And then I started playing Metro Exodus, released.
And you have to hold for everything. I just finished my playthrough a couple days ago.
Yeah, like 5 years later, and suddenly you have to hold to confirm everything. So somewhere in that 5-year span, the human race took a downturn.
I think it's just game developers, and we can barely call them human at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They work so many hours, they don't really get out much. Yeah. They're constantly living in a world of crunch time and overwork. Like, their humanity was sacrificed, with notable exceptions. Most of their humanity was sacrificed a long time ago.
I think shit like this is just like bad habits informing bad habits, where it's just like it becomes in vogue, and so people do it, but they don't really justify why to themselves. They're just like, well, that's just how menus work these days. So you know.
Yeah. Oh, one of the great debates that came up because of Elden Ring's success was, you know, how much UI is actually necessary for a game, and Elden Ring proved that very minimal UIs. Where if you look at like a Ubisoft game, like more than half the screen is a UI. Mm-hmm. And it's like, convention has told us that players want all this information, but do they really? Have we ever re-examined that idea?
I don't know. I mean, as long as it's intuitive, I like HUDs, I like UI. I always turn off those. A lot of modern games have that option of like dynamic HUDs, where like if you're like out of combat, your health bar at the top right won't actually or top left won't actually show up or anything. Mm-hmm. You know, like I think like the Horizon games do that, where it's like it's dynamic like that. Yep. I usually turn that shit off because I'm like, I'm not ashamed to be playing a video game. You know, I don't care if there's a bar in the top left corner. I like bars in top left corners, or right corners, or bottom right or any corner really. I'm a big fan of things in corners of screens.
I would like games to give us more options as far as HUDs go.
I appreciate the options there for people. Yeah. There's like, I want to take in the environment. You know, I want to, if there's a beautiful, majestic mountain peak, specifically in the top right corner, and I don't feel like moving my thumb slightly to rotate the camera, I want to be able to see that mountain peak. You know, I'm glad they have that option. And if people want to hold to confirm things for some reason because they're psychopaths, then go right ahead.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've actually been really pleased with Halo Infinite, is just the sheer number of HUD options and other user interface options that they've given you, and accessibility options they've given you. I mean, I can't say much for the rest of the game.
Oh god.
But I can rant about that later. But but I do appreciate that they gave a lot of effort into creating a customizable UI and user experience.
It was a good day when Overwatch gave us the ability to like customize the crosshair. That was nice.
Yep. Speaking of a friend of mine, her Doomfist crosshair gives me aneurysms because it is as bloated and as large as humanly possible. It takes up half the screen, and it's bright pink, and it makes me want to. It makes me very frustrated.
I rocked for Doomfist. I rocked like an orange circle thing that had like the usual, like the range of his shotgun shatter or not shit. Yeah, spread.
Yeah. His knuckle gun thing. Yeah.
Knuckle guns. He's a tank now in the Overwatch 2 beta.
As I've heard.
Yeah, he's gonna, which I think is nice because his hitbox was always so fucking huge that like it always felt a little weird as a DPS.
Yeah, making him more of a tank it just sounds like a better idea overall.
Yeah. Well, it's also because like they're removing or downplaying a lot of crowd control and stuns from anyone who aren't tanks, and Doomfist is all about stuns and crowd control, so they're like, well, we either make him not Doomfist or we make him a tank, and they chose to make him a tank.
I mean,
yep, it allows him to keep his kit.
Yeah. The identity of the character. Kevin, do you want to talk?
Yeah, y'all have been going for a good 5 minutes now, and I've just been over here listening.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, you had a
It's
thing
a podcast.
going.
It's a podcast. It's all about listening.
Yeah, you had a thing going. You
is.
had a thing going. I wasn't going to get in the middle of it.
Yeah. Nobody wants a Kevin sandwich. That sounds gross.
That does sound pretty rough.
Yeah, I don't...
Bruh.
Look, buddy, I'm just going to say this. I don't think you taste good.
I'm going to be real with you. I don't think I taste good either. Like, I probably don't.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably don't.
Well, it's good to be humble.
But that said, a couple days ago, I began a playthrough of Super Mario World because I haven't played through that game in, oh, sweet Jesus, a long-ass time. I think the last time I played that, I wasn't even old enough to smoke. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
How much smoking have you done since then?
I have had, like, one cigarette to see what it was like, and I hated it, so,
Yeah.
that's about it.
So that's kind of a weird metric to use then.
But, like, I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it. It's just,
I couldn't even legally buy porn when
I couldn't rent a car. How many times have you rented a car? Never.
Exactly. Look,
It's just
there's
a weird
always
metric.
going to be a
It's just
weird
weird
metric.
to assign. It's just weird to assign milestone markers for things that don't actively define your existence.
I mean, true. True.
Yeah. Yeah. And plus, it wouldn't be the bakagaijinshow. Like and subscribe if I wasn't pedantic about every little thing you say.
Exactly. See, you understand the format.
Yeah. Back to Mario or whatever.
But yeah, started a playthrough of Super Mario World. That game is a lot shorter than I remember it being because I've been playing it for all of like 2 or 3 days and I'm already at the final world.
Yeah.
But it's
The SNES for you.
yeah, but yeah, I fucking love Super Mario World. It's such a fun game. Has a pretty nice difficulty curve, though I will say there is a harsh difficulty spike once you get to Chocolate Island.
Damn.
Like Forest of Illusion is a little tricky, but it's mostly tricky in regards to, in order to actually get through it, you need to find all the secret exits.
Yeah.
Chocolate Island just has really tricky platforming.
You think Chocolate Island is where Choco Mountain is?
I get the feeling that was the intent, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Nintendo probably has this, like, internal structure of what the Mario universe looks like in their...
I think, are they going to release an anniversary book at some point that's going to detail all of the deep Mario lore the same way
the Super
Hyrule
Mario
Historia
timeline.
did? Yeah, the Mushroom
I
Kingdom
hope not.
Historia.
Of course, I hope not, because they're going to actually have to explain what Bowser's been doing with Peach this whole time.
I am here for this.
That makes one of us.
In detailed illustration.
You and all
if
7
possible.
people that care about that one will enjoy themselves.
If possible. Look, care is a strong word. I'm just curious about the macabre.
Oh, God. Alright, I'm going to not go vomit into a...
I mean, if you gotta.
I mean, dinosaur porn, man. Come on now. Anyway.
He's.
Um,
I mean, I don't know. It's more of a turtle.
Is more of a turtle, but that's still weird.
Some people
Yeah.
call him a dragon, and that's incorrect.
Who's calling him a dragon? That's weird.
Breeze fire.
Yeah, I don't know. So do I on a good day. Oh, you said breathe fire. I thought you said spit fire.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Alright.
But yes, Super Mario World. Been playing that. Very fun game. Might start up another like old 2D platformer after that. I don't know. I'm in kind of a mood lately for platformers. You know,
You can hurt yourself when you play Super Mario 3.
Oh God,
That game is unfair.
that game is brutal.
Yep.
Super Mario Brothers 3 is fucking brutal.
Got all the way to World 6 in that game and never beat it as a child because, geez Louise, the ships are freaking cancer.
Yeah, the way that Nintendo deliberately designed Mario 3 to be like quote unquote the ultimate Mario experience, which also included making it nails fucking hard. And then with Super Mario World, it was more so just making a large adventure rather than like making an actually like super challenge. It's not like Mario. It's not like Super Mario World isn't challenging. It certainly is.
Well,
But,
its
like,
challenge comes from different aspects.
Yeah,
Like
and
instead of the challenge comes from trying to figure out all of the different routes,
yeah,
as opposed to the levels just being just like being endless brutality.
yeah. A lot of there's a surprising amount of levels that can be just absolutely cheesed through with the cape.
Yep.
Yeah.
The cape was one of those things they worked on for a very long time, and it's kind of like the grapple hook in Halo Infinite. It's by far the best equipment in that game.
It is. It really is. Like
It is the best power-up.
I don't even use the fire flower.
What a crazy comparison out of context. The cape in Super Mario World is like the grappling hook in Halo Infinite.
Or the grapple hook in Just Cause. There's no reason to have any other equipment.
Yeah.
Like, you can make a... Like... What is it about grappling hooks that just work for shooter games, man? Like, Titanfall 2, that's all that anybody ever used, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the best traversal method. It's fast traversal.
Yeah.
Yep. And it makes you feel like Spider-Man.
It do.
Maybe that's what the guys behind Splitgate were thinking. They're like, how do we make people move around fun without a grappling hook?
Okay.
Portals.
The portals are also a good idea.
That's true.
The portals are sick. I love Splitgate.
Yeah, I've played quite a bit of Splitgate, and I fucking love the portal system in that game. It's a lot of fun. Actually adds a lot to the meta of the game. But yeah,
my favorite is killing somebody through a portal by shooting through my portal through their portal across the map and killing them.
That's
now
fun.
You're thinking with portals.
I am thinking with portals.
But yeah, outside of that, been playing, Fortnite. They got rid of the Star Wars stuff. Sadness. But they also...
Oh no, it's not like it'll never be back. It's Star Wars.
Give it a year. Wait until next year. They'll bring back the blasters and the lightsabers again. I'm sure they will.
Until they. I was gonna say May the 4th, man. It's just free publicity at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, Disney has a really good relationship with Epic Games, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be like an annual thing. But yeah, I've been playing more Fortnite. Outside of that, I did not watch last week's episode of Spy Family, but I'm going to watch that and this week's episode after the podcast.
I literally just watched it before we started.
Ah.
That's how on the ball I am. I'm like a circus bear. I'm on that ball.
I'm also probably going to watch the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers movie later because
yeah, I watched that last night because I was bored. That was a experience.
You said it on Twitter. It is a 6 out of 10 movie, but a 10 out of 10 shitpost.
I'm convinced that the Lonely Island guys just took Disney's money, and Disney was not paying attention to what they were doing at all. And then they brought back a finished film, and they're like, "Well, I guess we gotta put this up."
Yeah, it's interesting to me that Disney was like, you know who should do a Rescue Rangers movie? Yeah, the Dick in a Box people.
Yeah, Dick in the Box people. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like a Disney movie. It feels like a movie made by the guys who made Popstar Never Stop, Never Stop Stopping. Never Stop Stopping. Yeah. Never Stop, Never Stopping. That's what, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fascinated because everything I've seen about that movie looks like a goddamn fever dream.
Yeah.
Fucking the original rejected design for Sonic the Hedgehog is a major character in the movie, apparently.
Yeah. There's all sorts of, like, half the fun of that movie is that there's a shitload of gags, like sight gags and references that you would not expect to be in a movie like this. Like, the actual plot is kind of just Roger Rabbit again, which is funny because Roger Rabbit is actually in the movie.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
They really just... they put Roger Rabbit in there too!
Yeah, they're doing the Roger Rabbit with Roger Rabbit.
God damn it.
Yeah. In terms of like being a movie, it's fine, but like in terms of being a shitpost and a fun experience. It's fun. I'll give it that. It's worth watching.
I will say the Post Malone version of the Rescue Rangers theme is actually really, really good.
Yeah, that slaps respectfully.
It does. Like, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I tried to do a rewatch recently of an old 80s anime that I like, Megazone 2-3.
Sure.
But this time...
Is it not 23? I've been saying that all this time.
Yeah, it's officially Megazone 2-3.
Why have you never corrected me?
Because I never felt like it.
Oh, fair. I also don't feel like doing things sometimes.
But, give me a second. Okay. Anyway. Now, normally when I watch Megazone, I either watch it in Japanese, obviously, or I watch part 1 with the Streamline Pictures dub from 1995.
Sure.
Because that's a really good dub. But there was a complete dub of all 3 parts of Megazone back in 2004 by ADV Films.
You think there's some hyper weeb that actually thinks it's pronounced Megazone?
Megazone.
Yeah, Megazone.
I have met that weeb before. I have met those weebs before.
God.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all named Trent.
This is a call out to all the Trents of the world. Fuck you.
Those people that insist on watching Western cartoons in their Japanese dubs.
Oh, sweet Jesus. There are people who do that.
Yeah, I know. But,
Okay, and they're all named... Come up, what's a good name? What's a good name that exonerates that? They're all named Wesley.
Shut up,
Wesley.
Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley. I have a friend named Wesley. We love to trash talk him all the time. He's like the whipping boy of that circle of friends, and
just like in Star Trek.
Oh, he's totally a mega weeb, but he's a good guy. I'm not going to trash talk him.
That's fair.
But for some reason, Wesley just came to mind when it came to who watches American cartoons in their Japanese dub. What kind of fucking ridiculous shit is that?
Yep. I did watch a substantial amount of Gravity Falls in Russian because for whatever reason the Russian versions of episodes would leak like weeks before they actually aired here.
Oh, that's funny. Also not surprising.
Yeah. I think those Russians don't give a fuck. Piracy's literally legal now.
I just imagine like Fox News pulling up an article. It's like Russian leaks. Russian leaks exposed. To see what, and it's just episodes of Gravity Falls.
That's funny.
Like
that is funny.
Like like Fox News would do.
But yeah, I tried to watch the ADV Films dub because the last time I tried to watch that was like 2009, 2010 or something, and holy fuck, that dub sucks. Okay, look.
Okay.
All of these actors have done so much better work elsewhere, even back in 2004. Like the previous year, the Full Metal Panic dub was released, and that had like half the cast of these movies.
Sure.
Like fucking Chris Patton, Allison Keith, Vic Mignogna, like all of them did way better work in Full Metal Panic a year prior. So like it's not a matter of they weren't good actors yet or they weren't used to dubbing yet. They were. It's just so many of the actors were miscast for Megazone.
Yeah.
Like Allison Keith makes Yui, the main female character, sound like a complete bitch. When she's super not actually.
A little harsh, but okay.
No, I'm not being harsh. I'm not being harsh. She plays up the sass factor way too much, and it honestly makes Yui come off like really bitchy.
Yeah.
And all the acting is just wildly overdone. Like everyone is either screaming at the top of their lungs, or they are just overemphasizing every single emotion that could possibly happen.
Are we talking like Speed Racer levels of dubbing here?
Oh!
Maybe that was the intent they were going with. Maybe that was the intent what they were going with. I just don't think it worked.
I was gonna say, I don't think that works. I don't think you're allowed to, like...
Never go full speed racer.
Never go full speed
Yeah.
racer. That's a perfect way to put it.
Yeah, the thing with Megazone is that it's actually a very serious sci-fi cyberpunk mecha anime, and trying to speed racer it doesn't work.
Sure.
And their attempts to put in quote-unquote period-accurate dialogue, by which I mean trying to make it sound like an 80s movie, didn't exactly work. To put it into perspective, there's a Yo Mama joke in part 1.
I'm pretty sure the 80s just didn't work, but anyway.
You can't tell Kevin that.
There's a reason we moved on from the 80s, and that's because this shit didn't work.
Look, there's one thing I understand. It's that actual decades are bad, but the dramatized like hyper exaggerated portrayals of those decades 2 or 3 decades later slap.
Let me put it...
Like actual 80s, the 80s as we think we remember them. Oh, that's great. That's good stuff.
Let me put it this way regards to the ADV dub of Megazone 2-3. The actual 1980s English dub of Megazone 2-3, which had 20 minutes of the film edited out and replaced with Southern Cross footage and was reworked to be part of the Robotech series, is more watchable than the ADV Films dub.
Robotech is like a weird cancer. It just crops up where you don't want it.
Yeah, it really does. There is an entire production story regarding the Robotech dub of Megazone that is just super fucking fascinating.
I just really liked Anubis's rant about how Robotech is not a thing, has never been a thing. It's all just a collective. It's like a gaslighting as a property.
He's kind of half right and half wrong.
Robotech, it's like those old bootleg anime like DVDs or whatever that you used to be able to find, where it's like 3 hours of anime and it's just random episodes from whatever they could like steal at the time. And it's like that's what Robotech is, but it was like officially licensed and commercialized.
Yeah, the thing with Robotech is Anubis likes to think that Robotech wasn't as influential as Harmony Gold makes it out to be. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Like, Robotech has not been.
It was for landmark court cases, but yeah.
So what you're saying is, what you're saying is, he needs to come on our podcast and debate us, bro.
You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, he should. I would actually love to debate him on this.
Right, step up, chump. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. But this is a call-out post.
But yeah, Robotech was actually pretty influential in the mid-'80s. It was one of the first anime dubs that aired on TV that, like, on American TV that didn't remove all of the death and violence. Sure. If anything, Robotech actually has a higher kill count than the original Macross. Yeah, it was actually very popular among like hard sci-fi circles at the time. But then, the bootleg anime subtitling scene kicked in around 1989. People started importing original Macross, and then they started to realize, oh shit, Robotech's a little shit. Robotech's kind of garbage, like compared to the original. But like, Robotech was very influential for making people realize that Japanese animation did have the capacity to have more serious, dramatic, and emotionally charged storylines compared to American animation at the time.
Well, it's just what it really showcased was that Japanese just had a different mentality about animation, that it was an art medium used to tell stories, not an art medium exclusively to tell stories to kids. Yeah, and fun fact, like, the first 27 episodes of Robotech are basically a straightforward dub of Macross. It's around episode 28 or 29 that they start to, really mess with shit. So, like, with the exception of some random references to robotechnology and changing what protoculture is, if you watch the first 27 episodes of Robotech, you also watched the first 27 episodes of Macross. Yep.
So like, Robotech isn't quite as edited down as you would think for the time. But yeah, like, I will agree, Robotech was not as influential in the 90s as it was in the 80s, and that's entirely because the anime scene changed, beginning with actually Streamline Pictures, which was headed by the guy who made Macross, Carl Masick. When he started releasing dubs of like Akira and shit like that. I'm getting way the fuck off topic, but
What topic?
that's a good point. What fucking topic?
We're so deep in the weeds, we're finding walnuts, man. Like,
I don't think I've heard that one.
that's because I just made it up.
Good job.
Anyway.
Well, that's 3 strawberries in a bucket for you.
Huh? Nothing.
That is
Honey.
3 strawberries in a bucket for you.
Doesn't mean I have to understand it. Alright, moving on.
Exactly.
This guy.
Doesn't understand the 3 strawberries in a bucket reference.
How dare I?
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, boomer.
Ooh!
Next, Kevin's gonna tell me a water cooler is a real thing.
He has a bite.
So I just closed out the Ferguson account.
Okay, I think it was water closet. That's not a real thing. That's right.
Yeah. I still can't get. That was fucking years ago, man. You still on that?
I don't know. Still active with your water closet propaganda?
My
You still
God.
gaslighting the nation, Kevin?
Anyway, yeah, tried to watch the
WC, more like worst co-host.
All right,
Wow.
all right. I'm out.
Well, looks like he's fired. Guess I'm the new co-host.
No, come back.
Um,
No, you get out of here.
We're going to... Oh
What?
no.
Oh, are you
Here's
saying you
the thing.
can't do it?
Here's the thing. Once you have me, you can't get rid of me.
Yeah.
Shit.
He's like
right.
he's like Robotech.
I'm like more like terminal cancer, but whatever.
You would
Oh.
rather be
What's
cancer
the
than Robotech.
difference?
Read into that what you will.
This says a lot about society.
This is a lot about Harmony Gold.
We also say a lot about society. Welcome to Bakagaijinshow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, who are we gonna pass it off to next?
Oh, were you done?
Yeah,
Not it.
I forgot what you were talking about.
yeah.
We've
Tried
talked about
to.
what we've been doing recently.
Yeah, my point is, tried to watch. Tried to watch ADV Films dub of Megazone. Fucking hated it.
Sure.
And then I went off on a fucking tangent about Robotech for some fucking reason.
As we do.
Oh, yeah, one more thing. I'm looking into getting an apartment on my own. Yeah, I will know Monday if this apartment that I have applied for will actually accept my application.
Sure.
I'm really hoping that they do because this is a nice looking apartment and it's like exactly where I want to live. So like it checks all the boxes. I want this. Please, somebody, just give me house, give me home, give me roof.
If it was
you
that
get-
easy, we'd be living in filthy socialism. Come on now. Gotta work for your home, buddy.
Yeah. What do you want? A functioning society?
Yes.
See, when you get
Yeah, me too.
when you get to an apartment on your own, you gotta walk in blasting on your own, on my own. The 4 Kids Seto Kaiba theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
You know what?
You
I
have
will
to be
do
carrying
exactly
a
that.
briefcase with 3. You have to be carrying a briefcase with 3 blue eyes, or it doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, what you gotta do, you gotta fill the briefcase, but like put like a bunch of secret rares on top, and underneath it's just commons.
Yep.
You know? Yeah.
Is that
It's
the
like-
same thing as like trying to transfer money to like a mob boss or whatever, and you put the top bill of each stack as 100, but all the things
Yeah,
that is like a 1 or paper money?
It's a classic scheme. See.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's a classic switcheroo.
Yeah, or like when you're selling cocaine, but most of it's concrete.
I wouldn't know. I've only bought cocaine, never sold it. Anyway.
What,
Look at this
well,
virgin.
now hold up there, buddy. Hold the fuck up there, buddy.
If you know what kind of life I've lived, of course I've done cocaine. Anyway.
You know what? That's totally fair.
I did it like once in college. My teeth itched. I blacked out. Didn't remember much. People said it was a great time, but I don't remember anything.
Your teeth itched.
Yeah, like I had a tingly feeling going up into my gums, but like I didn't want to scratch my gums because I didn't want to like make my gums bleed because that skin is sensitive.
That's gonna.
So it's
yeah.
Like my teeth itched. My teeth literally itched. And I had a headache, and I got dizzy, and then I blacked out at some point. People said I was up for 3 more hours. I don't remember any of it. I woke up with a headache. It was an unpleasurable experience. I might have done too much. I don't really know. It was only a single line. Anyway, college.
Sure.
This is the first time I've ever heard this. Holy fuck.
But after that, I just decided, like, this is not for me. It's really just like super caffeine. Like, that's what cocaine is.
Sure.
It's like, I hate to say it. This is going to sound funny. It's caffeine on drugs. It just makes
dog.
you
I heard you like
hyper.
drugs. So we put drugs in your drugs.
We put drugs in your drugs, dog. But yeah, it's and to clarify, it was coke, not crack.
Sure.
I would never touch crack, and neither should anyone else.
Okay, you had the quote-unquote good shit.
No, I had the safer shit that people used to do on a daily before walking to work back in the 1800s.
Yeah, not the stuff the FBI plants in black people's cars. That's different.
Yeah, not that stuff. Anyway,
yeah, the FBI can't even give them the good shit.
Yeah, what are they going to do? Cost money?
Shit because crack is refined cocaine and it's way more addictive. Anyway, welcome to our drug PSA. Don't do crack. Do cocaine instead. Just kidding. Not actually endorsing drug use. Don't fucking do drugs, kids.
I am filled with existential dread thinking about how to scratch my teeth.
Or Santa Claus will beat you to death in your sleep next Christmas instead of just putting you on the naughty list. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, actually, according to that one Reddit post, Santa's dead and we killed him.
Okay, killed him. He killed himself. Let's be fair.
Yeah. Turns out accelerating from a dead stop to 1,000 times the speed of sound in 0.001 seconds subjects the human body to a lot of G's, and he would be liquefied at this point. But that's an article we can read someday. Oh my god.
I would love to be subjected to a lot of G's personally.
Yeah. Haha, see what you did there. See what you did there. Very clever.
Yep.
All right, so enough. Who are we switching it to next? Who's talking next? I don't know.
I'll talk next.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, before I talk about what I've been doing recently...
what the fuck have you been doing?
Yeah, I'll talk about what I've been doing very, very recently, as in this morning. I went to my library's, we're clearing out shit, give us money, donation money, and take whatever you want.
Yeah.
Which I do every year. I got my backpack full of shit. Now, I gotta warn everyone, my library sucks shit. I never go in there expecting anything good, especially the shit they're throwing away.
Yeah.
So for me, it's more of an exercise in supporting the local libraries, the only bastions of socialism in this nation that have been allowed to exist. But also the fact that I just like the idea of finding gems in other people's garbage. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
One man's trash.
So let me just pull this shit out of my backpack. I had more luck with Blu-ray. I usually have more luck with the video section than the books, personally, in terms of shit that actually interests me. So, first thing is that I have this thick-ass boy, this ratty old copy of Stephen King's The Stand.
Ooh, not bad.
The complete and uncut edition, because apparently Stephen King books get so fucking long they had to sell them abridged before.
As opposed to the incomplete and circumcised edition.
Yeah. I got the uncircumcised edition of The Stand. This is a thick-ass book. It's kind of ratty, but it's fine. Here, it's a good book. Maybe I'll get into Stephen King at some point. I got a Spider-Man graphic novel, Miles Morales' Shockwaves. I think this is like for like, you know, like elementary schoolers. It was like in the kids' book section, but it was the only comic I could find, so I took it. And it's Spider-Man, so you know, it's gotta be
Spider-Man.
It's gotta be tolerable, right?
Spider-Man, yeah. Everybody loves Spider-Man.
A very good condition hardcover of book 13 of a series of unfortunate events, aptly titled "The End."
There are 13 of those now. I think I stopped reading them after 4.
No, 13's the last one. Yeah.
Okay.
And it also ended like it also ended like
it would be 13.
Yeah, it also ended like 15 years ago, but yeah.
Yeah, I stopped reading around 4.
Yeah. The Netflix adaptation is complete, and it's actually pretty good.
I will have to watch that. I actually enjoyed the what was it?
No, it wasn't Burden or anything. It was just Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the last book. Interestingly, I
enjoyed the Jim Carrey movie, even though it was very silly.
Yeah. I found this ratty old fucking book that called to me, even though it's probably completely fucking useless, and it is Magic the Gathering, the Pocket Player's Guide for 4th edition.
For 4th edition? That book is 20 years old now. And is 20 years outdated as far as information goes. That is hilarious.
I just saw this. I'm like, this thing must be completely fucking useless. I must have it.
Yep.
Yeah,
You're
that
right.
is exactly what I will agree to. That is exactly what I'm going to say, is that it's pretty much fucking useless.
This shit is so old, I can't even... It doesn't even tell me what year it was printed. I guess they didn't do that back then. There's actually, like, a fucking... what's it called? Like, there's, like, unfilled-in surveys in the back, and I'm wondering if they would care if I actually sent in these survey cards.
Who the fuck is sending in a 4th edition survey card? What the fuck?
Do they still even have the Duelist Convocation? Can you still join that?
I don't believe so, because I don't think the Duelist is still a magazine, is it?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, no.
But apparently,
no, I don't think
apparently
the Duelist
at one
is still
point,
a magazine.
Apparently, at one point, you could join the Duelist Convocation for an annual membership of $18 a year.
Which, fun story, the reason that Legacy as a format in Magic is dying, like there's a format called Legacy where you can basically play anything in the game, so it's a hooligans game played by hooligans.
Yeah.
Ridiculous shit that the game's ever offered. But the reason you
basically,
format,
which is funny, because that's the default way Yu-Gi-Oh works.
Yeah, I know it is. So the reason that you can't play that game or that format anymore realistically is because the prices for certain cards that are staples of the format have gone through the ceiling because of an old letter that was written to the Duelist magazines promising they wouldn't reprint certain cards so that collectors, like who the hell collects playing trade card games anymore? Nobody actually collects that stuff. I mean, if they do, they're a very small and outspoken percentage, and they need to not be listened to. But they wrote Wizards of the Coast wrote a letter to the Duelist magazine that was a letter meant for players that said, "Hey, we won't reprint these anymore. This is the reserved list, and nothing's ever going to change about this." And because of that, Legacy is a completely unplayable format because unless you want to shell out $600 to $800, sometimes even $1,000 to $2,000 for one copy of a card that you need in your 60 card deck. It's really funny that the Duelist is no longer around, so I'm not sure why they care so much about promissory estoppel about a letter written in a publication that is defunct at this point, and nobody who plays the game now has ever read except for like 6 people. So I don't know what promise they're trying to uphold, but I'm pretty sure all the people who held the promise are either moved on, 50 years old, and have 6 kids who are now playing.
Yeah.
I don't. It's silly Duelist.
What edition are they on now?
It's not really editions. Magic has something like the 4th edition was like maybe the 9th or 10th expansion to the game. They're on expansion number 80 now.
This book might be as old as I am.
Well, Magic started in 93.
Yeah,
So
almost. Maybe not. Maybe a little. Would you say
So
this is like? This is like from 2000, maybe?
no, before that, I'd say 4th edition was probably 96, 97. I could be wrong about the numbers. I'm not an expert on anything before I started playing, which was 2004.
I'm sure Legacy is still fun if you like have no limits and like tabletop sim or something.
Yeah, it actually absolutely is. Actually, the best format is Vintage. That's Legacy, but without the ban list.
4th edition is 95.
Okay, 4th edition is 95.
So it's almost as old as I am.
So Vintage is actually the best format in the game, but the entrance fee is like $60,000 because if you're not playing with a Black Lotus, then you're not playing Vintage.
Yep.
What is the best unofficial method to play Magic these days? What's like the YGO Pro of Magic?
Am I even allowed to say that on a podcast?
Yeah,
because technically Wizards are in a legal dispute with them right now. It's called Cockatrice.
Ooh.
Cockatrice is a free application that technically plays any Magic game, but if you want to play Magic for free and legal and to protect ourselves, play Magic Arena. It's free. You can pay for packs. You can pay for extra stuff if you really want. I play it free, and I'm playing perfectly competitive Magic on there. Tons of different formats. It's not going to pair you up against anything that's vastly stronger than what you're bringing to the table. So if you want to build jank using a bunch of jank bad cards, it's going to pair you up against jank playing a bunch of jank bad cards. If you want to play hardcore competitive, it's going to match you against players that have comparable decks. So it's a good place just to dick around and get good at the game. Unless you're me and you're already really good at the game, and then you realize that most people playing Arena suck, and it's like taking candy from a baby.
Sure.
But anyway, this was a weird tangent.
I listened to you play Magic MTG Arena every other day. And there are two different modes you have when playing MTG Arena. It's either lol get fucked or stop using fucking Meat Hook Massacre, you motherfucker.
Oh, that's the kind way of me saying it. I call things much worse. I call people much worse things when people use Meat Hook Massacre and
I know you do. I
no
listen
skill,
to it.
infantile, crybaby bullshit. Get off your mom's tit. Play real Magic. Anyway,
you talk to him every other day?
I mean, he's readily available. Also, he asks.
I am extremely lonely when I come home from my lonely job where I stand for 12 hours and don't talk to any human beings unless I'm yelling at them.
Yeah.
So I come home and I'm like, what human is there to talk to? Kevin's online, he doesn't have a life, let's talk to him.
Yeah, it's
what I'm getting from
me.
this is that what I'm getting from this is we need to public VC more often.
Yeah, we really do. I'm totally available most evenings after like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I don't mind.
Anyway, I got a stack of Blu-rays to go through here.
Oh,
go for it.
Yep. All right. So they have a shitload of DVDs on offer, but you know me, I'm not gonna buy DVDs in current year. I'm not a fucking plebeian, so I'm limited to whatever they have on Blu-ray. So, and I basically scoured and I picked basically everything notable they had on Blu-ray because I'm that guy. So we got Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. This is the 4th film, I believe.
Oh, great.
The Hunger Games Catching Fire, which I think is the 2nd film. Anchorman 2, The Legend Continues, which might be the 2nd film, not sure. Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. I could not find Part 1 on Blu-ray. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith on Blu-ray.
Nice.
Power Rangers, the 2017 film on Blu-ray.
You know what? It's alright.
The Dark Knight Rises on Blu-ray.
Pretty good.
The one they don't have on Netflix, which irritated the hell out of me. I was like, man, these are all on Netflix. Searches for Dark Knight Rises, not on Netflix.
I've never seen Dark Knight Rises. It's been a long time since I saw the first two as well. And if you thought I was done with Batman, you are wrong. Because I managed to get on Blu-ray both Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and Dark Knight Returns Part 2 on Blu-ray.
Oh,
are these good, Kevin? Are these good?
I have heard that they are very good, yes.
Yeah, these are both animated films, which DC tends to do pretty well.
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns is a full, complete adaptation of the Frank Miller comic book from I think like 1985.
Yeah.
And it's generally considered to be one of the best Batman stories ever made, and people generally really like the animated version. So yeah, you made a good pickup there.
Is there a part 3, or is this a...
No, that's it.
Okay. And then, continuing the weird-ass tradition of me finding a random anime Blu-ray every time I do this, last year, Kevin, you may remember, they randomly had a Blu-ray of Season 2 of Love Live Sunshine.
I do remember.
For some reason.
I do remember.
We have Kino's Journey, the complete series, on Blu-ray.
Like the original 2000 series?
I don't know, there was multiple ones. Which one is this? Look at this.
I can't look at it.
Oh. Well, okay then.
Can't see it.
Let's see. Let me bring it into the light. It's got a boy with a gun on the cover. Let's see here. I didn't know there were multiple versions.
You know what? Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me look up the Blu-ray.
It's Funimation, if that helps.
Yeah, Funimation. Okay. You have the new series.
Okay.
Yeah, you have
Is
the
that
new
good?
series that's from like 2018, 2019. I've heard it's fine.
Okay. Well, we've continued the random-ass tradition of getting a weird anime Blu-ray.
Congratulations, you have the other Kino's Journey anime.
Look, you're making me feel bad about this.
No. That's fine. Hey, you got it for almost nothing.
Yeah, these true facts. And that is everything I managed to pick out of my library's garbage. So, another successful year, you might say. You could say. Some have said. So that was fun. And side bonus, I got to walk like 3 miles, so that's cool.
Hey, you got your exercise in.
Right, and then what I've actually been doing, aside from watching Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, because I was just very bored last night after work, is that I've been playing more Sam & Max Beyond Time and Space Remastered, which is fun. I don't have a whole lot to say about that, but I'm like on episode 4 now.
It's
so.
Sam & Max. It's good. I've been playing it. Moving on.
Yep. I was gonna buy a platformer called They Always Run that was supposed to come to consoles on the 19th, but then the day of, they're like, oh, by the way, it's not ready yet. Sorry, later, I guess.
I hate it when developers fucking do that. Ugh.
Yeah. So that happens.
Reminds me of when fucking Saints Row the Third released on Switch, and they said it was going to have a day one patch, but it ended up coming out like 5 days later.
You might be the only person on Earth to still hold a grudge about that.
I don't hold a grudge. I'm just saying it was really weird.
I don't hold a grudge. I'm just angrily complaining about it on a podcast 4 years later.
Fucking shut up.
I don't hold a grudge.
At least I'm honest when I hold grudges about stupid shit.
Okay, you want to talk about holding a grudge? Let's talk about Mega Man Legends 3 again, okay?
Do we have to?
Do we have to?
Do we have to?
Yeah.
No.
I was about to say, do we?
No.
Okay. Bitch.
Wow.
I am insulted deeply. How could you say this to me?
How could this happen to me?
You're gonna say that to me on the day of my daughter's wedding? Can't believe
You have
it.
a daughter?
No. No.
Good. I didn't think so.
Yeah. So, no, I would be a fucking terrible parent. I could not even take care of a house plant, if I'm being honest. Last time we recorded, I think anyway, I was like the other thing I was doing since last time is that I think last time we recorded, I was like only partway through season 2 of Chunibyo, and now I finished rewatching that entirely.
Yeah. Plus the movie.
Yeah, the movie, which I also did a small video on the movie that you can all check out on my channel as well. So that was fun. Also, I got shit in the mail today. I got it was $15, which is a great deal. I got Death Note, the complete series on Blu-ray.
Nice.
I don't plan on rewatching it in the near future. $15 was just too good to pass up.
Yeah, and the Blu-ray is really, really good.
Yeah, it's very nice. And then just to get free shipping, I added a Shinra Kusakabe Funko Pop. Which looks nice.
Neat.
Yeah. That's nice. It's on. When I get a better book,
wait.
When I
collect Funko Pops.
I don't collect them, but every now and again I just find a character I like that doesn't look like shit, and I'm just like, okay, fine.
All right, I'm gonna cancel unfollowing you. Never mind, we're good.
Zeke is a Funko connoisseur.
I particularly like ones that have hoods or masks that cover their stupid default template face. Like I have on my desk here, I have Reaper and Genji's Overwatch 2 design, and these look fine because like they're wearing masks and helmets and shit.
Yep.
And then over on my bookshelf, I don't know why I'd put all my anime ones over there, but right now I just have Himiko Toga from My Hero Academia. Specifically the one with the mask. I got that at OhioCon.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then I got Alika Zildik, which I got at Hot Topic when I was buying Christmas presents for everyone.
Ooh, not bad.
And then I got Shinra Kusakabe from Fire Force, which is cool because he's doing like the flame thing from his feet, and he's like off the ground, so he has a nice solid base, which is nice because a lot of these with their big ass heads, if they don't have like a nice base to stand on, they keep like Kevin. You know how many times I've had to rescue Genji from the pits of despair because he keeps fucking tumbling over off my desk.
Yeah, I have an old Sailor Jupiter Funko Pop, and she is like 90% head.
I mean, most of them are.
Yeah, but like the only way to stand her up is like with a tiny little peg in her itty bitty little foot, and
yeah.
I lost the stand ages ago, so I can't stand her up anymore.
I really like my
even then, with the stand, she kept falling over if I ever so slightly bumped the desk.
I really like my Reaper one because his cloak forms like this big misty shadow thing that creates a nice, firm, solid base to plop him down. The one I'm ashamed of is that I got this way back when Force Awakens came out, and I thought he might actually be cool. I got the Kylo Ren bobblehead. And
when we thought Star Wars was going to be good under Disney.
Yeah, so this thing is kind of a mark of shame.
Whoops.
I mean, it looks fine, I guess, but it's just, I don't know.
I mean, Kylo Ren is a cool character when he's not being Anakin Skywalker 2.0.
When he's not being Kylo Ren, yeah.
When his character design is pretty cool.
The design's nice. I just feel kind of ashamed to own a Kylo Ren bobblehead in current year. You know? It makes me feel like a Disney adult.
But yeah,
oh my god.
Yeah.
There are a few things more embarrassing. Yeah.
But yeah,
it's a good thing I don't let anyone in here.
Yeah, in terms of like figures, I do like it when, like, okay, so I have a Sailor Moon figure that I got at Round 1 about a few months ago. Mm-hmm. Like last time I was up in Ohio, and yeah, I was very happy to actually get that figure. Got it in like 3 tries.
Kevin, remember when I was looking up those Shauna figures on eBay just so we'd have something to look at? I guess we were just talking one night.
I remember.
And then my browser kept fucking bothering me about it for months.
Hey, you still want the Shauna figure?
I don't know why. It's always eBay. Always like the recently visited eBay pages show up on my browser's home screen.
Oh yeah,
like,
I'll flash by something for like 2 seconds and then like close out eBay, and then like 10 minutes later I'm getting an email. It's like, are you still interested in this? I'm like,
yeah.
No, I'm not. That's why I didn't click on it.
It's like a weird. It's like a weird spinoff of what Amazon does, where it's like, I need to buy a toilet seat cover, and then it's like, hey, I heard you collect toilet seat covers. Like what?
Now, if anyone out there collects toilet seat covers, we want you on the show. I'm just saying.
Right.
As I was saying,
ask
we are fascinated by your hobby, and also
poignant questions like, what the hell is wrong with you? And also, why? Dear God, why?
Yeah, as I was saying, I have a Sailor Moon figure, and she's pretty, like, bulky. She's got these, like, big-ass fucking angel wings that, like, are connected on her back. You know, she's got the flowing pigtails. And she has, like, a fairly dynamic pose. If you're going to make these kinds of figures, you need to give them a solid fucking base so that they're not, like, uneven or fall over easy. And with Sailor Moon, she doesn't have, like, a traditional stand, but what she does have is this little white plastic piece that that clamps around one of her ankles that keeps her in place. And it works really well. It's generally pretty unintrusive.
I'm gonna be honest, I zoned out for a second. I thought you were describing slave labor for a second there.
What the fuck?
Yeah, with the ankle that fits in the
Oh yeah,
place.
you know, just Kevin's casual discussion of his slave empire.
I wish.
Total sense. That's what your brain.
No.
Wait, you, what? Hold
This
on.
is
You,
a,
what?
This is a zero judgment podcast. This is Elon Musk brand free speech here.
Are we
okay?
Are we sure we should have that?
Dude,
Because I'm
if I
judging
was-
pretty hard
dude,
right now.
if I was rich enough to have slaves, well, for one thing, I wouldn't
Sure.
have slaves, but I would not be living here.
Oh, everyone says that until they get money, Kevin, and then all of a sudden you want to build an empire on Mars.
With indentured servitude.
Yeah.
But cat girls, it sounds great. Sign me up.
Cat girls don't have rights.
Neither do I. We sleep in the same kennel.
But yeah, if
I can't get over kennel.
But yeah, if manufacturers are going to, you know, make these figures that are like top heavy or whatever, give them a good base so that they're not like falling over when you just nudge the desk slightly.
You know what's funny? I never really considered Sailor Moon to be top heavy.
Haha!
I mean, I guess our original design isn't very tough.
Yeah.
You know, except for the 782 pounds of hair that comes.
That's a good point.
But,
Yeah, that's a good
yeah,
point.
did you know that hair is heavy? Anyway,
You know,
it's funny because I actually have a hibiki from Symphogear, and it has probably the worst stand of any of my figures. It's one of those where they wanted her to be doing an aerial pose, like she's jumping and punching. So it's got a stand that's off center from where the center of gravity is, and then it's got a single spoke that sticks up and kind of hooks onto her shoulders or whatever.
Okay.
And if I nudge this figure, nudge it, it falls off every time.
Yeah.
It's like carefully balanced on there, like it drives me nuts. I can't really mess with it. I just kind of have to I guess let it do what a statue does and just stare at it. But I can't like adjust it at all if I wanted to, because it's got such a bad stand.
Yeah. I don't remember what show it was. Wasn't there the show that had a gag?
And this one wasn't cheap. This was like a $120 figure. Anyway, I'm very disappointed in the stand quality for that one.
Yeah, I have I have one
No.
dynamic figure like that. It's Uraraka from My Hero Academia, and they actually did the correct thing by.
Which sack of potatoes is that? Sorry. Couldn't
Rude.
help it.
Rude.
Oh, the
Very
one that
rude.
floats. That's right.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, they did, hook in the spoke on her center of gravity. The funny thing is, her center of gravity is her ass. So this thing hooks into her left ass cheek.
Oh right, yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
Which,
I don't
when I
know
was
what
assembling this damn
You know,
thing,
somebody at the
was the
sculpting
funniest
office,
thing
you know,
to me.
somebody at the sculpting office was having a field day with that.
Oh, you know they were.
Oh, these fucking nerds will love this. Just stick it right in her ass.
I thought it was funny. I mean, mission accomplished.
Yeah.
I don't remember what show it was, but I remember there was some kind of gag about figures that have like the pegs in the foot, where like they're constantly in pain because there's like a spike in their foot to keep them stable.
That's funny.
I don't remember what show that was.
Oh, God. I wish I knew, because I would love to look that up.
Yep.
Y'all still here?
Why would we leave?
I know.
We created like a moment of dead air there. There was like to fill.
Yeah. It was a little bizarre.
All right. So Zeke, what else have you been doing, man?
Yeah, unfortunately, Zeke seems to have... Oh, he's back.
Oh, I left?
Yeah, you kind of blanked out there.
And after I just said I wouldn't do that.
Haha!
Well, I was gonna make a moment of silence joke, but I guess I did that already, kind of.
Haha!
So maybe not. Yeah, I haven't really been doing a whole lot else otherwise. So Sarah, have you been doing anything noteworthy?
Finished production on the recent cooking video, which was a nightmare because I suck at production schedules. That's why I'm working on making a production schedule for the next video.
Yeah, like, you had to reshoot, like, a good few different shots. Two of the talking segments and one of the cooking segments.
And Penguin. Sorry, distracted for a moment. Yeah, no, we had to reshoot one of the segments, and part of it was because, like, my editor has to do all of his work at his house and not at mine, but we shoot the films at mine because I actually have a kitchen that's worth a shit. Like, I have to just hope that the takes we take are good enough, and then I have to wait, like, a week to get, like, a fresh, like a rough cut of it to see the footage. And so hopefully now with my filmer, Cuba III, getting more, like, getting a better camera, we can actually start to review the footage in better fidelity before I send it off to be edited. But I am actually needing to, like, do things like plan a week where we can do reshoots, have a better script so there's not so many ums and buts in the commentary. Just things like that. I'm learning this process. I mean, I went into this never doing a single video, never researching how to make a YouTube video. I'm just copying what I see other people do. And getting the appropriate amount of views for my effort, which is like 300 at most. But you know what? I'm okay with it. It's making some people happy. I'm filling a content gap. And so just working on those. I'm going to Germany on I leave on the 1st. For a convention called Dokumi.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like Filipino or German. You should have said "oh ja."
Oh ja.
Ja. No. Yeah, going to Germany on the 1st to Dusseldorf for a convention called Dokumi. Going to be meeting a bunch of other simps there. No other way. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
No, I know.
Group simping. But yeah, we're going there to experience a concert, a meet and greet, and a couple of other special events up there, specifically for our fan base. And it's a cool time to hang out in Germany. I've never been overseas before, so this will be fun. And then during that period, I'm going to get my car repaired because my car has a lot wrong with it. Despite being a 2017, it seems to have just been a bad luck of the draw. So my car is going to get repaired before that. I'm getting a hair straightening treatment because my favorite VTuber told me to, and I think it's funny to actually call her out on it.
Okay, if you say so.
Do you have enough hair with which to straighten?
Yeah, I do have enough hair. You don't have to have much hair at all. People get their bangs straightened, and they can be like 4 inches long.
Oh, damn.
People do get their bangs straightened. Like, it's going to cost me like an arm and a leg, but it's worth it. See, my hair has this problem where like I can like if it's washed and cleaned, I can use some pomade and stuff, and it stays straight. If I'm indoors, the second wind touches it, I look like Doc Brown from fucking Back to the Future.
Great Scott!
Yeah, that is 100%. The second wind touches it, it curls up, it frizzes up, and it like protrudes in the weirdest places, and it just looks hideous. And I'm tired of looking like a homeless. Doc Brown. So while I wanted to do this, I got a wedding after that weekend's over. Actually, the weekend after that, I'm going to a wedding. So I figured, I'll just get my hair straightened because it's going to be an outdoor wedding, and I don't want my wedding photos with my cousin to look like they dragged me off the street and put a suit on me. So I'm gonna go try to get my hair straightened. I actually asked this particular VTuber, like, what should I do? Because she's quite in the know when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I was just like, what the hell should I do about my fucking hair? I don't know what to do. And she was just like, I don't know, get a straight perm. And I was like, okay. Hair salons scare me. That's like no man's land. Us men, we go get haircuts, and then we climb back into our V8s and command them to Valhalla.
We don't get perms at the salon. We get a haircut
We don't
at the
get
barber.
perms. We get a cut at the barber. And she's like, get a straight perm. And I'm like, you're lucky I'm unreasonably infatuated with you. But I guess I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do this and use it as a way to tease her about it.
Nice.
Anyway, so I'll be doing that, get my hair beautiful and stuff. Maybe it'll show up in the next video. Because we are planning one for early July. But yeah, other than that, been watching Shield Hero Season 2. The best part of the part I was looking forward to. I had heard hints and rumors about season, and the part that I was excited about has finally started happening, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I don't want to discuss it because of spoiler territory for those who haven't seen it, but It's good so far. I was really confused as to why, like, the first half of the season went on such a bizarre tangent. It was like, hey, the whole point of this, the whole point of the show? Yeah, forget about that. We're gonna set that off to the side. Here's a 6-episode side quest, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not on board for this, man. But it's necessary because it's actually introducing and setting up the one of the new villains in the series. And I didn't realize that at first, and now that this side quest has led to this main story event, and I now understand why it was necessary to go on there. So if you're in the same boat as me and you were watching the season and you're like, what the hell am I wasting my time with this for? Just stick with it. It's worth it in the end. But been watching that. I have not seen Spy Family yet. I'm waiting till it finishes. So, and those are people who are enjoying that one. Keep enjoying it.
I shall.
Yeah, we all know. But yeah, man, just been getting ready for Germany, man. That's basically all I've been doing these past weeks.
nice.
So that'll be fun. I will post photos on my Twitter.
All right, that's fun.
Yeah. Looking forward.
You can see what a professional level simp looks like.
Yeah, you're going to fucking Germany for this.
Yeah, enough of these amateur simps. Get them out.
Yeah, none of these fucking amateur simps. Oh, I donated $4. Fucking bitch. You're a little bitch. Weak ass shit. Blow $2.5 grand on going to Germany to see your Oshi, you fucking poser. Then you're a pro level simp.
Exactly.
Anyway. I embrace this lifestyle. I'm too deep in the rabbit hole to ever at this point, so I might as well just embrace my fate. Besides, I'm having way too much fun, and I get to go to Germany. There's a chance also that next February, or next March, excuse me, I'll be going to Japan for Hololive 4th Fest, which is a big, VTuber convention that they do there. Assuming the borders are actually open and more relaxed. So, they've opened the borders for, tourism, but it has to be part of a controlled package deal. You can't just show up and be like, I'm here for vacation for 4 weeks, and then you get to do whatever you want. No, the vacation they have to be part of established packages provided by the tourism bureau. Now, whether or not that's relaxed over the next 6 months or not, we won't know. But for now, the only tourists who are allowed to go, they have to do package deals through the tourism bureau, and those are going to be guided tours, cruises. Specific
I've heard those are pretty strict.
They are pretty strict. You have to be at a certain place at a certain time. I mean, I don't know what you want. It's Japanese. We're talking about train conductors that get fired for being 4 seconds late. I mean, they are all about structure, which is not a bad thing. It's just how they are.
It's just not what I would ever want on a vacation.
Yeah, I just want to go and have fun and just let the experience kind of take me somewhere. So. Mm-hmm. But for now, that's all that's available. But assuming it relaxes even more than that and regular tourism is opened up again, I'll be going to Japan for Fourth Fest in next March. That's my goal.
Nice.
And which is really nice, from what I've heard. All right, well, that's all I'm up to.
Yep. All right, Kevin.
Yes,
That's a segment right there. That's what that is.
I agree.
That was a really long segment.
That's what all.
I'll show you a really long segment. No, I won't.
Kevin, cut him off. We're done.
Okay.
No more. No more.
You
no more.
can't silence me! No, I am the law!
We'll see you on the next segment. Bye.
Hello, and welcome back to the bakagaijinshow. With those 3 fucks, you know?
Yeah, three.
Yeah. Our counting ability is on fleek, intact. So that's good.
Excellent.
I think I know how to count to 3.
Yeah, we're not gaping up in here. We know how to count 3.
The question is, how many languages do I know that in? At least 7.
That's a good point.
Anyway, moving on.
You know he collects knives?
Do he?
What?
Yeah, Gabe Newell collects knives on in his office. There's just a giant wall of knives. I think I've showed you his giant knife collection.
You have shown me his giant knife collection, which is just.
I wonder how many
thing.
of them. I wonder how many of them were on him when he was delivering Steam Decks to people. Like, going into a bad neighborhood for this one. Better get my knives.
I want to clarify. It's a huge collection of regular size knives, not a small collection of giant knives. Just want to make that clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a huge knife collection, but not the knives that are huge, just the size of the collection.
Yeah. The collection.
Wife, get the big knife.
Yeah. I saw a very funny video the other day. I linked it in the Discord about why kitchen knife sets are fucking garbage and scams.
Yeah.
It's very funny video.
Yep.
Anyway, it's time for the Reddit dive.
Oh yeah.
Whoa!
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
Reddit, I swear I'd never do it again. But here we are.
It always comes back. It's like the Robotech of the internet.
Jesus Christ, we're on this. For those of you missed a couple this is the Robotech of jokes during the break.
Yeah.
No, that was the no. We recorded all that shit.
Yeah.
No, there was one while you were gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. I proclaim from now on, Robotech is the new synonym for cancer.
I'm sorry. I came down with some Robotech. I have stage 4 Robotech. It's terminal.
Terminal Robotech. Man, if Anubis listened to us, he'd be very happy about this. Anyway, let's fucking dive right on in.
All right, let's see what Reddit's got for us today.
All right, let's do a medium Tifu, which, as we all know, medium Tifus can be literally anything from stubbing your toe to dooming an entire civilization.
I accidentally made a nuclear alarm threat. Oh well.
Dude, remember that nuclear false alarm in Hawaii?
In Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah, that was
like for 48 minutes, everyone was scared shitless.
I've heard stories. People did some things they came to regret because they thought the fucking world was ending.
Yeah.
That was a crazy time. I should have to find some of those. That'd be nice. Anyway, today I fucked up by disappointing a man who wanted to get laid by a maid.
Oh dear.
You really fucked up.
I'm a professional house cleaner in a large city. My first house today was beautiful and pretty big, 4,000 plus square feet. I had never cleaned this house before today. It's kind of interesting to clean the home of people who you've never actually met while they're not home. I never snoop, but I do learn about people just by the state of their house or whatever is out. These people seem like they really needed us. I would guess they're busy. And don't have much time.
Excuse me.
Yeah, don't have much time for cleaning or organizing, but definitely have an active sex life, judging by the master bedroom.
Oh boy.
I love cleaning dirty houses and was like amping myself up doing a little mini Rocky training montage warm up and finding the perfect music to work to, Pantera. I was we know exactly what kind of person this is. I was sweating like 4 hours in, but I was getting this house sparkling. They included clap emojis, so I had to. All I had left to clean were the floors where when a man walked in. I welcomed him home and let him know that I just needed to clean the floors and we would be finished soon. He looked super confused and then kind of grinned and asked if I was his birthday gift. I didn't really know what he meant. Maybe his wife scheduled the service on his birthday. I just answered with, maybe, happy birthday, Mr. Hendricks, to which he looked even more confused and told me his name was not Hendricks. Well, that's because his next-door neighbor, my actual client, is Mr. Hendricks. I walked my happy ass into the wrong fucking house and cleaned the hell out of it. And then the guy who lived there came home and thought I was a sex worker role-playing as a house cleaning hired by his wife as a birthday present. I was so totally embarrassed explaining myself to this guy and my actual boss. The entry instructions in the app said the client wouldn't be home, but there was a key under the mat. There was no key under the mat, but the front door was unlocked, so... This was not even the first time in my life that I've let myself into the wrong house, although the first time was not a work thing. On the plus side, this dude was so happy with how clean his house was that I finished the floors and he paid me what my company would have charged him, plus a tip.
Hey,
You can't beat that.
that's not bad.
Yeah.
Was it just the tip, though?
Damn.
Just an honest question. Was it just the tip? Anyway.
Hey, Bat,
Come on,
are you there?
we're talking about maid fetishism here. Like, how could I not make that? Good lord.
Yeah.
You can't dangle meat in front of my mouth and expect me not to bite.
Yep. See, I like it. See, they got that money. I like a happy ending.
I mean, it worked out. It worked out. I got it.
I didn't even intend to do that. That's how funny we are.
Anyway.
Yep. Let's see here. Kevin, would you also like a medium Tifu?
I would love a medium Tifu. I would not like to commit the medium Tifu, but I would read about someone else committing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone knew what you meant. It's fine.
No, look, I have to be specific here.
Waiter, can I get my Tifu medium with some steak tartare?
Today I fucked up by dumping a massive turd in IKEA. So I made a new account for this one because it is too embarrassing. It happened about a year ago. I am healthy and I eat well and enough fibers, but for some reason I usually don't poop for up to 2 weeks interval, and then suddenly I'll go 2 to 3 times in the same day and the poop is massive. Like minimum.
If you're not shitting for 2 weeks, that's a problem.
It's probably an issue. Like minimum a foot long every time, and I'm 5'9". Oh god.
Oh.
It goes.
You are 1/5 shit.
It goes smoothly and is expeditive, but when I have to go, I have to go. Today I fucked up when I went to IKEA with my girlfriend for a bookcase and some outside chairs, and suddenly, I need to go. My girlfriend says, well, please wait until we scan these at the checkout, I can't lift the furniture by myself. I decide to wait to help her, but when we get in line we notice it is pretty long. Still, I decide to wait with her. But like I said, when I have to go, it is urgent. So after about 2 minutes, I just tell her, I'm sorry, but I need to go. And she is pissed alright, and complaining, but I just head to the bathroom before it is too late. I get in, and thankfully the bathroom is empty. The first stall's toilet is full of toilet paper and urine, so I'm like, ew, fuck that, so I go to the other one. In there, I unload the most massive turd I ever done. I don't know about your IKEA, but in ours, the toilets are gigantic. Still, the poop reached the bottom of the tunnel and climbed out all the way to the outside of the toilet. It was at least 3 feet long. That half the size. Oh, good God!
I'm getting flashbacks to that South Park episode.
I was amazed and scared at the same time.
I'm getting flashbacks to my time as a maintenance guy for McDonald's. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these are like Vietnam flashbacks. I'm gonna start hurting people soon if we don't. So please hurry up.
I flushed first before I wiped because I'm used to having plumbing problems. It does not go. It does not go! So here I am panicking, but there's nothing I can do. So I make sure no one's outside, and I go in the first stall to wipe my butt so the paper don't clog the toilet with the poop, but it turns out this one was clogged already, exploiting the paper and the urine left in it. I get out and begin to wash my hands when another customer arrives. I watch him in the mirror discreetly and in terror as he does just like I did. He goes in the first stall and decides that it is too disgusting, so he moves to the other stall, the one with the 3 feet long turd. I'm panicking, but I decide to stay cool and act like I just peed in the urinals. As I'm drying my hands, I watch at him as he slowly opens the stall's door and just stands there staring. He just lets go a very weak, high-pitched and discouraged, "Aw, man." It is so funny I can barely hold in my laughs, so I get out of there as fast as I can without running and meet my girlfriend waiting for me outside. More pissed than ever after scanning the items all by herself. I go to her, and before she can say anything, I say, "Look, we need to leave now," as I'm giggling aloud. She looks at me very puzzled but slightly amused as I take the cart and start pushing it half running towards the exit. No way I'm going to be known in the IKEA as the massive turder. Once outside and safe, I told her the whole story and she laughed and forgave me for leaving her at the checkout line. "Aw, man" is one of our favorite calls now. TLDR, I dumped a massive turd in IKEA and saw someone question his own existence after meeting it.
You should go to the doctor.
To quote Ron White, ever take a dump so big your pants fit better?
You literally would at that point. The amount of bloating you would have by having 6 pounds of shit mashed up in your intestines would be insane.
Yeah. Like that's ridiculous, my good person.
Yeah, you need a serious dietitian to take a look at what the fuck is wrong with you.
Yeah, if you're shitting only every 2 weeks, that's pretty bad, actually.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you.
I've heard a normal range is anywhere from 3 times a day to once every 3 days.
Yeah.
Unless you're not eating. If you're on a very light diet, sometimes it's less frequently than that.
Yeah.
But so like when I used to work out at camp, I used to shit only like once a week. And that's because we would eat very light meals and be working out constantly, so none of it really got to accumulate. It all got burned up in fuel.
Right.
And so, but yeah, like, still, a normal person living a normal average daily, like, life, 3 times, once every 3 days.
Yeah. Do you have a browser open? Do you want to read too?
Nah, I'm good. You guys keep reading. I'm gonna just commentate.
Okay.
I have a tendency to read too fast. Like when I'm trying to read out loud, my mind faster than my mouth does, and then I just end up stammering a lot when I read. So
yeah, okay.
I think you guys are doing a better job than I would.
He's using that third seat privilege.
I am using third seat privilege.
Yeah.
Maybe next time though.
All right. All right. Aita time. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my ex's kid come with us to Disney?
Oh boy.
Alright, so I have a son, 13M, with my ex-husband. We got divorced because he was having an emotional affair, which turned physical, and he had a kid with the AP. The AP.
Is that like the original poster, but, not the original poster? I don't know what AP means.
Another with the another partner?
Another person? I don't fucking know.
Alternate partner? I don't know.
And is a single dad at the moment as the AP left. Well, that worked out for him. My son goes over to his house on weekends.
Congratulations.
My son goes over to his house on weekends, and sometimes his kid comes over to my house because my son and him are somewhat friends. I don't really mind. The problem now is that I've been planning on taking me and my son to Disney, as I've been saving it up for him, and as I believe he should go there at least once in his life to experience it, as well as him having good grades for the whole semester. I believe that my son must have told his half-brother, as my ex-husband called me and asked what day I'm planning to leave, and am I driving or him. I was confused initially, but realized what he was talking about, and told him that it was just going to be a trip for me and my son. He started getting mad and accused me of favoring my son over his half-sibling and trying to be petty for his past actions, and as such told me I should at least have offered for his son to go too. I told him no, as I was not going to pay pay for another plane ticket and other supplies, and that if his son wanted to go, he needed to pay for it himself. I hanged up before he could say anything else. Now my son says that his dad was disappointed about my decision and to try go change his mind, so his half-sibling could have fun too, and some other remarks. My ex and a few of my friends who heard about the situation say I'm the asshole for not letting his brother go on the trip as well, and that I'm being selfish and petty, so I'm starting to reconsider everything and just relenting, so I wanted an outside opinion. Am I the asshole?
Nah, they weren't involved in the original plan anyway, and, like, the dad's honestly being, like, very petty and very, what's the word I'm looking for? Selfish? Being like,
Sure.
he's feeling entitled. It's entitlement here.
There's a lot of perspectives here, though, because her son wanted him to go, too.
That is true, and, like, see, that does complicate things.
So this is
Yeah.
how I look at it. This is how I choose to look at it. Is the trip going to be made better by having the person be there or the person not be there? And so, is it going to be awkward as hell having this kid there and having this whole situation just be like messy and constantly reminding you of bad stuff and everything else? Or is that something that you can put behind and just enjoy the fact that the kids are having fun? Sure. And so if you're the asshole for saying no, if the kid comes with me, or if the kid comes with us and then it's just awkward the whole time, or there's a chance that discussion will come up and we don't want to start fights about it. It's trip to Disneyland. This is supposed to be a perfect trip, right?
Yeah.
So it's one of those where it's like, if you think you can put the stuff to bed and take the kid for the kid's sake, then that's what I would absolutely do in this situation. But if you can't, because the kid is a constant reminder of some bullshit, and it would just cause complications and further drama when you got home and stuff like that, then no. Then I don't think you're the asshole for saying no.
Reddit is getting into an interesting discussion about because they said they quoted the "accused me of favoring my son over his half sibling," and they said, "As you should. That isn't your child in any sense." Which goes into like the interesting difference between when the how do I put this? How do I word this? Because when the woman cheats, both kids are like quote unquote hers.
Yeah, right.
So I never thought about that before, but there's an interesting like shift in dynamic when among the single parents when both kids are technically yours versus when only one of them is technically yours. Never really thought of it. I don't have any rationalization either way about that. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one of those things. I'm almost gonna say no assholes here because I just think everyone has like a valid perspective.
Yeah.
On it.
I think this is definitely a tricky one. I feel like we had something very similar to this the last time I was on this.
We might have.
Last time I was on this podcast, there was like a really good gray area one that had to do with like dealing with another person's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh, really? What was it about, Kevin?
Okay, I remember that it happened.
Okay. All right, Kevin, you can read this one.
Alrighty then. Am I the asshole for expecting my husband to pay for the tools my daughter used for the handmade necklace he threw out? Oh, God.
It's got complicated quickly.
It really did. Oy. My husband and I have disagreements from time to time. Nothing major, just normal stuff. Oh, really?
Holy shit, this thread got locked. What happened?
Oh, God. He has a habit of throwing out something of mine as a way to teach me a lesson whenever he's upset with me after an argument. That's called a manipulation tactic, ma'am.
Oh, that's normal adult behavior.
This time he threw out the handmade necklace my daughter, 13, made for me herself on Mother's Day. The argument was about him wanting to hang out with his buddies on the day of my mom's surgery. I wanted him to stay home and be with our daughter, but he refused. Yesterday I found out he threw out the necklace, and after he admitted to what he did, I went off on him and also told him that this necklace was special to me and that my daughter spent so much time and effort to make it. She comforted me, then told me she'd make an identical one for me if I buy her the tools. I went to my husband and told him I was expecting HIM to cough up the money to pay for their
Oh, busting out the acronyms!
to pay for the tools so my daughter could make a similar necklace. He laughed and said that I was delusional to expect him to pay when I haven't even apologized for my part of the argument, but I felt like I had nothing to apologize for and that, yes, he should stay home for a family emergency. He said, "Why don't you have one of your friends come stay with Chloe?" Oh yes, you don't have any. This
This guy's a comical asshole.
This pissed me off. This pissed me off, but he said he wouldn't pay, but I told him that our daughter knew what he did, which set him off saying I was trying to turn our daughter against him and brainwash her into thinking he's the bad guy in this scenario. I told him I'm still expecting him to pay, but now he's saying that I'm ganging up on him with our daughter. Holy fuck, you're not the asshole.
You married a cartoon villain.
You did. This dude is a comical level of just conceited.
Absolutely,
oh my God.
absolutely not the villain, but at the same time, I have to wonder, why do you care at this point? The guy is literally Dirk Dastardly.
This is some extreme level narcissism that you only find in like a 70s kids cartoon.
Yeah, like literally like Dirk Dastardly, like just like stroking his mustache as he adjusts his
I'll
mouth.
throw out her necklace. That will teach her to disagree with me.
Right.
Why don't you?
I won't pay for it when the child cries.
You're trying to brainwash her into thinking I'm the bad guy.
Why don't you have one of your friends come stay with Chloe? Oh, right, you don't have any.
All rights were forfeited when he decided to handle this not like a fucking adult.
Pretty much.
Not the asshole, but at the same time, like, I have to wonder why you would even try to attempt to reason with a slime ball.
I don't know how you got to the point of marrying this guy.
Oh my God.
Man, his manipulation game must have been on point.
Oh yeah, some fucking professional gaslighting.
Welcome to narcissists.
Mm-hmm. There's some marriages
We're talking about this game, right? Anyway.
There's some marriages we read about where it's just like, how did you even get to this point?
I don't even know how you got this far.
Yep. Let's see here. Alright. Let's have a tale from retail.
Oh, these are always fun.
These are always fantastic.
Rude customer doesn't like return policy, is shut down in front of his kid. This happened about 8 or 9 years ago, around 2013 or so, when I worked at a small Midwest music store. I could go on and on about the many stories of wicked customers that entered our store over the 4 years I worked there, but I'll share the most satisfying one. I was young, still in high school, working as a sales associate in an upper-middle-class suburban Midwest music store. This store catered mostly to kids in school band, selling cheap orchestra instruments on 0% interest, 0 down payment plans you could cancel at any time. Oh, sorry, I didn't read that like an ad enough. On cheap orchestra instruments, we have 0% interest, 0% down payments that you could cancel at any time. It was their bread and butter. During peak season, the end of summer, we would have lines out the door, each person filling out one of these contracts. This brings me to the rude customer trademark. It was a day like any other when a huge pickup pulled into the front. Okay, pickup truck. First red flag. Pulled into the front spot, and what today would be described as a MAGA dad and his son hop out into the store.
God, no.
Pre-MAGA dad. See, this is how you know they didn't fall in with the life. They're dedicated. They didn't follow the trend. They were always committed to the lifestyle. He places a piano lesson book onto the counter and asks to return it. I look at the receipt and see that it is not within our return policy time of 30 days. Now, normally I just accept the return, but I had just had a talking to by the manager about accepting returns past the 30-day point, so I politely told him that the book was unable to be returned. Now, this book was no more than $8, and it was clear that the kid had finished the book and moved on to the next book, but Rude Dad, trademark, started to get angry. I politely reminded him of our return policy that was laminated to the counter and that I would get in trouble if I returned it. Well, maybe I should just return the $800 clarinet I bought the other day, too. Young and shaken from being yelled at, I just took the book and began the return process. At that moment, my older coworker, who had heard the whole thing, turned around and looked at this guy in the eye and said something to the effect of, "You're returning your kid's clarinet because you're upset we won't return an $8 book you've clearly used. What do you think What do you think the purpose of having a return policy is, sir? If you would like to return your kid's clarinet, go ahead. I froze. He froze. We all froze for ice cream. I looked at his embarrassed young kid just wanting
Hold
to
on,
hide.
was that line actually written there, or did you just
No,
have that?
yeah, that's mine.
I was like, who's writing this? I want to meet them.
Rude Dad snatched his book off the counter and stormed out. He stood out in front of our store for another 15 to 20 minutes, walking up to cars pulling in, clearly talking to them about what happened, gesturing towards us in the store, and then drove off, never to return. Thankfully, my coworker was one of the best employees with the highest sales number, so he was safe from upper management. He immediately called our manager to tell him what happened to get ahead of it, and neither of us received any repercussions. I was really glad he stepped up and yelled at that guy. It was satisfying seeing him storm out like a child and try to get people to not shop here. Hopefully that kid is doing all right.
Don't shop here. They were an asshole to me. Even though I was an asshole first.
They wouldn't let me return an $8 book.
So I threatened to return a $300 clarinet.
No, it's an $800 clarinet. He just took what they did and added two zeros. Right. That's how he rolls.
Again, another very cartoonish individual here.
Yeah. The best kind, for our purposes.
My favorite part is that people like this exist, and they're not just a scary story that are told to, like, you know, good children at night. Is like, you know, if you're careful, Mr. Redneck will come and get you.
Yes, I long for the distant
people this cartoonishly villainish actually exist, and it's just really funny. I'm like, wrong in society.
I long for the distant day where these people are the remnants of German fairy tales.
Yeah.
Don't wander into the woods, little Jimmy, or the rednecks will get you.
Right, they carry banjos. Isn't that horrifying?
You will know them by the red mark on their face.
Yeah, if you're walking through the forest at night and you just hear ding 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 ding, run.
Or Fortunate Son. That works too.
If you hear whooping too, just yay! Get out of there.
Okay, see, that would actually make me haul ass.
I long for the good old days when rednecks were like anti-government, like fucking bootleggers and stuff, you know?
Yeah, when they were actually funny and, you know, served the purpose. And
yeah, the kind of guys that would like wreck shit and run and like drive away from the cops and chase them around town, not like the blue guys, you know? How did we get here? How did they flip a 180 on an entire subculture? Because I mean, I could go into it because they hate the cop, and it's can I say this on this channel? It's you can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck.
Fucking minorities.
Yep.
And the cops seem to hate minorities too, at least the bad ones, which always get televised. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
they
are united they are united, or at least they think they are, by a common enemy.
Yep. I've heard all the true rednecks have like retreated to the Appalachian territory.
Yeah, and they're serving biscuits and gravy and having a great time and chilling out.
Yeah. Still bootlegging, even though it's totally legal to do that.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you can come to a city and do that. It's like, screw the city, but you could sell more that way. And they're like,
you know, it's cool to do illegal things, but it's even cooler when you continue to do illegal things after they've been made legal.
Correct.
Yep.
I think.
You had to think about that for a second.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about the line, it's cool to do illegal things, and I'm just like, does this apply to me? And I'm like, I don't think it does.
Yeah, I like how he was concerned about the magic question I was asking earlier, as if we haven't promoted piracy like 10 billion times on this show before.
Yeah,
this is the podcast
I hold myself to a standard, sir. Excuse me. I hold myself to standards.
Yeah.
Lawless swine.
It's a funny juxtaposition to previous episodes where I come on like, so Kevin, I've hacked my 6th console today.
Anyway. Meanwhile, SERODIN over here is like, can I even say that you can use an alternative app?
You can play Magic the Gathering illegally.
Yeah, shut the hell up. I'll kill you. I'll take out your family. Anyway.
I believe him. He's good at that. He's good at that, making me think that.
If there's anything I know I'm good at, it's destroying my family. I mean, destroying families.
Yeah.
I mean, wait. That's
Yeah.
self-deprecating humor. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. I'm a swell guy. I am swell. I do great things and people love me.
A pillar of his community.
I'm sending her this podcast when we're done. She's gonna be so mad at me. Don't mention who. All right.
It's fine, whatever.
Yeah, but
Kevin, read this one.
All right. Am I the asshole for Oh wait, hold on. No, you sent me the other one again.
Why does my copy and paste only work half of the time? That defeats the purpose of copy and paste. It's, you know.
Am I the asshole for getting my eldest daughter a kitten when my wife is already overwhelmed with our disabled child? My eldest NT daughter, NT?
Non-tertiary.
I don't know. Daughter, 7F, has had to make so many sacrifices for her sister with... Hold on. Whatever.
holding on.
So many sacrifices for her sister with nonverbal autism, 5F. More sacrifices than any child should have to make. She has unintentionally been put on the back burner ever since her younger sister was born. It is clearly taking a toll on her, and I felt really bad.
Oh, neurotypical. I got it.
Oh, okay. The poor child cannot even handle playdates unless I'm there, because my wife cannot manage another child alone on top of our two because our daughter with autism needs constant supervision, can be aggressive, and is very prone to meltdowns. She cannot even go over to friends' houses unless I'm there to help, unless the other parent can drive her and bring her back, because our daughter with autism is too difficult to handle in cars without another adult there. She has also been subject to aggressive behaviors from her sister, and has always been expected to let her sister have the first turn, the biggest piece, and the winning ticket, so to speak. She has also had her toys frequently destroyed by her sister. Good God. I partly blame myself for this, and I'm trying to do better by her. She has been dying for a kitten ever since she could speak, but my wife kept saying no because she couldn't handle any more work, as our autistic daughter requires so much care. I see the longing look on my daughter's eyes whenever there's a kitten on the television or in a magazine, etc. I tried to get easy pets like a betta fish so my wife wouldn't be overwhelmed, but she still wants a kitten. My wife is a stay-at-home mom, and I work long hours. I thought my daughter has had it rough these past 5 years and for once deserved a little joy in her life, so I decided against my wife's wishes to get her a kitten. The joy, capital J, joy on her face ever since having her new kitten brought tears to my eyes, and I'm not a crier. My wife is furious with me and has demanded that I return the kitten. Our daughter cried so much overhearing this. I have usually acquiesced to her, but this time I put my foot down and said absolutely not. I understand she's overwhelmed, but our daughter deserves a little bit of joy in her life for once, and as she gets older she will be able to handle the kitten more. Our daughter is a person, and not just supposed to be a decorative artifact in her sister's story. I understand she's the one who's home and has to take care of it for much of the time, but it will not be a kitten forever, and it will grow into a more independent cat. At least our daughter was asking for a kitten rather than a puppy, which is a lot more work. That's very true. Cats are much more low maintenance.
Yeah, I was going to say, at a certain point, you just put food out and cats take care of themselves.
Pretty much.
And a litter box.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of posts on here about adult children of disabled siblings going no contact with their parents due to emotional neglect. I'm trying to prevent that from happening. Am I the asshole?
Absolutely not.
So, top comment makes a very good point. Who's going to stop the aggressive toy-breaking child from hurting the kitten?
Me personally.
I'm coming over there right now.
Yep. This is my sneak plan to get free room and board.
I don't think that's a good point. Most people, even heavily disabled or mentally atypical people, have recognized when something is alive versus when something is inanimate. Even they have a separation, and they would treat an animal completely differently, unless they're an actual serial killer.
Yeah. Also, wait 2 months, and the cat can take care. It can just run. You know,
The cat can just run or scratch back if it.
have you tried to catch a running cat?
I have actually.
Yeah, so like that's even I would argue that this person is like literally dangerous, like they're like a sociopath or like they have like reactive detachment disorder or some other severe like psychopathy. That which it doesn't sound like that's the case. It just sounds like they're aggressive with stuff.
And if that is the case, they have bigger problems and like they have bigger problems.
And the cat like they will treat a living organism. They can recognize what is a living creature versus like a toy. Like they might bash a toy, but they're not going to bash a kitten. Like that's inherent. Like that's just nature. So I think it would have been fine. I don't think that person's comment is necessarily as valid as they might think it is.
Yeah.
And I don't think the parent is the asshole for trying to do all of this wealth of good at the cost of a very small amount of negativity.
Yeah, see, we are at distinct odds with Reddit here because
Also, hold on. There was a time I was playing Cards Against Humanity. Quick sidebar here.
Okay.
And there was a quote where it was like, to help the children in Africa, I blank, then blank. And my pair of cards got me called the greatest monster in history by everyone at the table. And that was puppies and then takesies backsies. So, if you buy the kitten, you have now taken on that responsibility whether you like it or not, and saying, oh, I don't want the kitten, let's just take it back to the shelter. You are now a monster. I don't care.
Yeah.
You have hurt your daughter's feelings. You have emotionally damaged that feline who may just go back and never find a home because she's not brand new and will be executed for simply existing and not being convenient for you. You're a bitch. That's no. You just accept that this is part of your life now and you deal with it. You don't treat animals like a commodity. Like that's my stance on it.
Yeah.
Kevin, did you see the post by Raise the Gates?
Yeah. What are you doing to prevent your daughter from feeling emotionally neglected aside from buying her a kitten? Are you spending time with her, taking her places and doing things she enjoys? Are you stepping up to look after your autistic daughter so your wife can have a break and can also bond with your older daughter? Are you involving an extended support network in your lives so both you and your wife can enjoy the family time with both your children? Or did you just buy her a kitten for your wife to stress about so you could pat yourself on the back for not emotionally neglecting your child?
Well, there is a point of convenience here because like the kitten is something that can bring happiness to his daughter while he's still working his long hours.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
And then working the long hours required to take care of an extremely, I don't know what term to use here. I don't know what modern PC stuff is. An extremely troubled or difficult child.
Sure.
Like
Yeah, it's fine.
Like it's not like there is I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, it's like he can't be super dad 24/7. He's got to take a break, and having something there for that daughter when he has to focus on the one who needs more physical care is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
As long as he's also putting out and doing his best. Like, I think the point is that he realizes he can't be there for all the time, and that he's trying to do something to remedy the situation. I think he made that relatively clear.
Yeah, and also it's just like, again, a few months, the cat is going to be mostly fully independent anyway. You know, that's what cats do. So like, it's not. This is a short-term problem at best. You know, and I feel like they're trying to dig deeper into this guy's psyche than necessary. You know, like what is he not doing by getting this cat? But it's like, you know, you don't know his life. You know, I just feel like, okay, but these aren't arguments. These aren't arguments against the cat. These are arguments, you know, for doing more. And I'm, you know, hopefully they've already considered that. You know.
Yeah, I just feel bad for the cat because, like, it wasn't its problem. It wasn't its problem. It wasn't its fault.
Yeah.
And now it's just been put into this horrible situation.
I'm going to say not the asshole, though.
I'm going to say not the asshole.
Same. I think OP is trying to find a balance here, but it's just extremely difficult.
I also think not everybody is qualified to deal with kids with those kinds of issues, and sometimes you can be at a loss for what to do.
Yeah.
I think not everyone's qualified to deal with kids, period.
Exactly, and then you got put on essentially hard mode.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yep. Let's get ready for a large Tifu.
Oh, these are always fun.
Today I fucked up by driving my friend's car without a license.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, gonna be long. I promise, it's worth the read. This actually happened a while back when I was a teen, 16F. I had my learner's permit, and a friend of mine, 18M, let me drive his car. Oh, the classic 80s movie scenario. My best friend, 14F, was in the passenger seat. We were going down the road shortly after sunset, and all of a sudden I saw blue flashing lights behind my car. I panicked. I'd never been pulled over before or had any other problems with the law. I started panicking because in my state, the adult is supposed to be in the front seat when teaching someone with a learner's permit. My friend in the back also started panicking because he had a marijuana bowl in the back of the car.
Ooh.
Marijuana was very illegal here back then. He also had never been pulled over before, so he thought for sure they were going to search the car and find his bowl. We were really naive back then. Or you're just white. One of the two. The road I was on didn't have any way to pull off of it, so I attempted to drive onto the curb to pull over. I had literally no idea what I was doing. The curb was really high off the ground. This caused the car to be at an angle. I put the car in park and tried to get my friend to switch places with my other friend in the passenger seat. He was less worried about that and more worried about the paraphernalia in his car. So he's looking around the floor under all the trash in the back trying to find the bowl. At this point I decided to help him. I leaned into the back and started digging around through the trash. All of a sudden, we felt a huge jolt. At first, I didn't know what happened, but then I realized the cop fucking hit our car. We all start freaking out. My friend in the passenger seat is yelling absolute nonsense, and I couldn't hear what she was saying. I turn around and continue to search for the bowl, and then bam, the cop rammed the car again.
What the hell is the cop doing?
Is he trying to fucking kill us? They write in italics with question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point. I'm panicking. I'm on the verge of tears.
I have a question. I have a very important question. Was that written in all caps?
No.
God damn it.
Just italics with a line.
God damn it. Never mind.
Yep.
All right.
On the verge of tears.
Right.
My friend is still screaming. I finally took a look at her and get her to stop screaming nonsense so I can figure out what she's saying. Put the car in park, she yelled at me. That one was in all caps. Confused, I looked up.
Ha! I win!
The car was in reverse. The cop hadn't been hitting us. I'd been hitting him.
Oh, today you really fucked up.
That's bad.
I put the car in park, and I feel myself dying inside. But not all was lost. My friend in the back had finally found his bowl. I see the light from a flashlight. The cop is approaching. He stops at the front of his car to assess the they say access, I think they mean assess, the damage, and then starts walking towards me. When he's right next to the side of the car, my friend in the back decides now would be a great time to dispose of the bowl. He puts the window down the other side and tosses the bowl into the grass, except it doesn't hit the grass, it hits the sidewalk. There's a clanking sound as the bowl bounces. The flashback turns towards the sound. The cop walks behind the car and finds the item, and then returns to my window. I roll the window down, and we just look at each other. The cop has a look on his face that says, "Did I possibly pull over the dumbest group of people on the planet?" He asks for my license and registration. I break the news to him. Dumbfounded, he asks, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" "No," I say. "Because your front license plate is crooked. Also, you have too much stuff hanging from your rearview mirror. I was going to ask that you take that down. But now..." And he proceeds to list off all of the things he can charge me with. Possession, driving without a license, assault on an officer's vehicle. He then asks that I step out of the car. I've seen enough episodes of Cops. Obviously, he wants to search me. I get out of the car and put my hands on the roof, and he laughs and says, "No, just get in my car, please." Taking me straight to jail then. All right. I walk to the back of his car and try to get in. It's locked. He sighs. The front of the car? I walk to the passenger side and get in while he's re-examining the front of his car. There's no damage. These cars were built to ram. My friend's car, on the other hand, he gets in, asks if I've been smoking pot, tells me that he has a stick in the back of his car that if he puts it in my mouth can determine if I've smoked in the last 24 hours. That if I lie to him that he's taking me in, I confessed to smoking pot earlier in the day, I now know no such stick exists. The classic maneuver.
Good job,
He
officer.
questions us, all of us. In the end, he actually lets us go. But not before he writes my friend up for possession and tells him not to let me drive. My friend never let me drive his car again.
Yeah, if you rammed my car into a cop car multiple times, I had a bull drive my fucking car again.
Yeah.
It is
My Yabai is my baby, and you will not hurt my baby,
it is
or I will hurt
astounding.
your baby.
It is astounding that OP got off as light as they did.
Dude, some cops are actually good at their job, and they realize that some people are just idiots and fucked up and would not have done so under normal circumstances. Like, just because you have authority doesn't mean you have to wield it in every case that necessarily meets the criteria. Sometimes you can just read the situation and be like, all right, this guy's having the dumbest moment of his entire life,
Yep.
but I can see from the other things going on, I can read the room and understand that he's just being a dumbass, or he's a dumb kid. I'm not gonna, like, take this person into jail just because technically I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
Like, there are some cops that are good at their jobs and they will read a situation for what it is, as opposed to writing a narrative so that it fits, criminality.
Yeah.
And this is the difference between good cops and bad cops. Is bad cops will say, "Oh, you broke the law, time to take you in." Good cops will be like, "You broke the law. Understandable. Don't be stupid. Have a nice day." Like, I had a great example of this that happened to me personally. Like, I was driving downtown so I was driving downtown. Oh no, I doxed myself. Kiara, come to my hometown. Anyway, but like, I was driving downtown and and there's this bridge, right? There's a highway overpass when you enter the city from a certain area, and there's a red light before it, and then there's a red light right immediately after it for another intersection on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah.
But you can't see the light until you're already halfway under the bridge because the bridge blocks it. And I had forgotten that second light was there. And so I'm driving at like 40. It's 35 in the area. I'm driving at like 40. I'm not particularly speeding too much.
Yeah.
So nothing big there. But I passed through the green light, and then immediately I press a button on my steering wheel or whatever to like switch the track or whatever, and I look down for a second, and then I miss the fact that red light is there, and I forgot it was there. So I just run the red light immediately. And as I'm running the red light, like, this almost happened in slow motion, I turn to the right, and there's a cop sitting right there on the adjacent intersection, just looking straight at me as I do this. And I'm just like, so I immediately pull over. I'm like, he's going to pull me over. There's absolutely no way he's going to let me go. Now, I had just gotten a speeding ticket in the country, like, a week before.
Yeah.
For going, like, 5 over in an area that randomly switched its, like, it was kind of like one of those, country road situations where the cops out there don't make any money, so they try to help you as hard as they can, and it was an honest mistake, and like, I wasn't endangering anybody, but I wasn't reckless driving. It's just I'd missed the area where the speed limit changed and I was going over. So I had just received a speeding ticket before, and I was like, oh my god, he's definitely going to ticket me. I can't afford this. It's going to be the end. So I'm sitting there at my steering wheel, right? I've already pulled over. The cop hasn't even thrown on his lights, but he is following me. So I've already pulled over thinking that he's going to pull me over, and I've got my head in my hands, just completely at the steering wheel, just distraught because I can't afford this speeding ticket.
Yeah.
He pulls up next to me because it's like 3 a.m. I was coming home from a match. It was like 3 a.m. Nobody's on the road, so he pulls up right next to me, and I have my window down already, and he says, "I see you understand what you did," and I just kind of nodded. And I was like, yeah, sorry, I didn't see it. He's like, you gonna do it again? And I said, no. He's like, all right, drive safe, have a nice day. He must have seen me pull over immediately and knew that I fucked up, but he read the situation and was like, okay, this guy didn't know about the double light, whatever.
Yeah.
He didn't crash, he wasn't speeding, he wasn't doing anything else wrong, he just made a mistake. and he read the room and let me go.
Yeah, but like just for like a good minute there, you had like the fear of God put in you.
He just grilled me for a minute. He probably laughed himself silly after that. He was like, "You know what you did?" Shakes head. "You gonna do it again?" Shakes head. "All right, have a nice evening."
God.
So that I've had some really, like, there are some cops that are like that, and then there are the cops that are like, usually the newer ones that just, you know, they have the authority and they want to wield it, and they do what they do. So thankfully this person got a good cop when they dealt with that, because you have to wonder what was going through his head when they were repeatedly ramming his car.
Put your car in park!
Oh, so it's wood.
Oh, you stupid shit!
Active aggression.
God. That
He's
has
lucky
to be
he
like
didn't
the...
get shot for that, because if he was in the wrong town with the wrong cop,
It's like
Yeah.
they
damn
would have seen that as a threat.
That is like damn near the chillest fucking cop. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude just got his car rammed multiple times by complete accident.
They're like,
Couldn't
"Ah,
pick
it's
his
fine, it's not my
fucking
car, it's
potheads."
the-
Yeah, to be fair,
It's not my car.
It's the state's car.
It's not my car. It's the taxpayer's car. I don't give a shit.
That's a good
They'll
point.
just do it.
Technically, they're hurting themselves.
It hurt itself in his confusion.
That is literally what happened. It is literally what happened. They used RAM. They hurt itself in its confusion.
Am I the asshole for not
Oh my
saying
God.
anything? Am I the asshole for not saying anything when someone called me spoiled and privileged? The fuck? My husband's best friend Nate got a new girlfriend Camilla about half a year ago. These are fake names, by the way.
To protect the innocent.
Or the not so innocent. She moved to our city recently, so she doesn't really have any friends here. Give me a second. Bop, bop. Okay. Let's see. She doesn't have any friends here, but she and I hanged out. Weird way to put that. A couple of
The word
times.
is hung.
And started to get friendly. For context, we are all in our 20s. My husband and I both have nice jobs. We own a small flat, play tennis as a hobby. Camilla thinks it's a rich people sport. And we regularly travel by finding 10-pound plane tickets and staying at cheap hostels. I think it means hotels.
No, hostel is
Yeah.
a hostel is a kind of hotel where, like, I can tell you afterwards. Keep
Okay.
reading.
For 3 nights at a time. Now to the point. My husband and I were hosting a little get-together. Nate, Camilla, and a few of our other friends were invited. At one point, the conversation went to topics like the current level of inflation, how the lockdown affected people, and jobs, the housing market, etc. And I had something to say too, agreeing with Camilla. Camilla cut me off and said something like, "Haha, no offense, but you're way too much of a spoiled, privileged girl to understand things like this. You would need a tragedy or two in your life to understand struggle. I love you, but you never experienced any hardship in your life. The room went dead silent and nobody said anything. After some awkward silence, I stood up and said, "Well, is anybody hungry? Shall we eat?" And we never went back to that topic. Camilla messaged me the next day asking me how I could do this to her. How dare you say utterly nothing and then move on from the conversation? How dare you? After I specifically
Dare you not
insulted
beat
you.
my ego? Like, okay, interesting.
Nate told her afterwards that I had an abusive father and that I fell ill as a teenager, spent months in the hospital, had to have multiple life-saving surgeries, and it took me a month to learn to walk again. Camilla is mad at me for not telling her these very personal things to her before, and making her look terrible to Nate's friends. You were terrible, that's the thing!
Maybe, like, not be terrible.
How
Not-
dare you not give me bullying authorization?
Would you rather be, like, embarrassed in front of everybody by having, like, a whole, whatever. Anyway. She then said that correcting her at the party would have been better, because then she could have apologized to me in front of everyone, but I took that chance away from her, and now she will never make friends here.
See, this is a person who cares more about looking good than being good.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 100%.
Honestly, this whole thing is ridiculous, and I don't really think I'm an asshole, but it never hurts to ask. Maybe I should have gently corrected her after she said that. Am I the asshole? No.
No.
To be fair, that is the average of human condition, is that we care about looking good, not being good. And
Yeah.
there are select few of us.
I try to be above average. I don't know.
I am trying to be as good as possible, and it has really destroyed my image because people don't like it when you do the right thing, but it's inconvenient for them.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Top comment pretty much sums it up. Not the asshole. Camilla wants a performative friendship. She was trying to meet new people and committed a major faux pas by trying to make herself seem worldly by calling you out in your own home, and it backfired on her spectacularly. Be cordial, be polite, but move on.
Yep, absolutely.
It really just seems like she was looking for, like...
Absolute Chad maneuver, by the way. Just not saying shit and just moving on.
Like, you
I would
the
not
right
have-
decision.
Yeah, it's not a good... It's not... I don't think it's a great look for her that her first instinct was, who can I bully justifiably, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Like, we could psychoanalyze this woman, like, all day and probably get a great laugh out of it.
I would love to. How was her relationship with her father, do you think?
Oh my god, this is something I won't do. This is something I refuse to do. I literally
Would you perhaps
Are you a psychologist?
would you perhaps classify this perhaps as fatherless behavior?
Oh my goodness.
Show me on the Russian nesting doll where your uncle touched you.
I am not going to contribute to this conversation. It goes against everything I stand for. But
What, you don't stand for Russian nesting dolls? Russian nesting dolls are awesome. I used to know the word for them, but now I don't.
That's not what I. That's not okay. All right.
I'm gonna say not the asshole.
Not the asshole, no.
No, absolutely not the asshole. She look, her character was put on display, and your small contribution to just not enabling her to dial it back it is not going to stop from the fact that, like, she probably wouldn't have recovered from that anyway.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real. Like, when she was proven wrong one way or the other,
Yeah, even if you gave her
results.
Yeah, even if you gave her like the retroactive bullying pass, like nobody's gonna give a shit.
Yeah, precisely. Even if she had known and apologized, it wouldn't have stopped people from judging her as a gigantic asshole in the first place. So you're definitely not the asshole for just playing into her game.
Yeah.
Oh no, I didn't feed a narcissist. Am I the asshole? No, you're fucking not.
To be fair, there's a lot of Aitas that are like that, where it's
Fucking
like,
right.
I didn't validate someone else's narcissism. Am I the asshole?
A little bit of narcissism is healthy for personal growth, but dear Lord Almighty, that to a ridiculous degree.
All right, medium Tifu time.
Medium Tifu.
Today I fucked up by accidentally stealing a neighbor's mangoes, and they've been trying to catch me for a month.
Did they chase you across the border? Like, what do you mean a month? Hold on. Details. Give me the deets.
All right. I've been in lockdown in Shanghai for 2 months.
Hacking 101. Not that kind of hacking.
Yeah. I'm in. I've been in lockdown in Shanghai for 2 months. During the first month, residents were basically under house arrest, unable to leave the house to buy groceries, so my neighbors organized group buy, where the entire building ordered food together. One day, I, as usual, sneaked out of the building to hang out with the friends in different districts.
Snuck English. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think this person is a native English speaker. Came back around 11:30 p.m., saw a basket on the front desk with a couple of mangoes in there. I thought those were up for grabs because they were in an open styrofoam fruit box looking half empty, so I took some and went back to my room. The third day, a friend living in my building came to visit and said the group buy chat was trying to catch a mango thief. I freaked out and went back to check out the group chat. Someone said she bought a box of mangoes, couldn't find them, asked if someone mistakenly took those, and 5 minutes later another guy, let's call him Mr. Detective, said, let me go check the security camera. And then the guy went to check hours of footage from 2 security cameras in the lobby and then uploaded screenshots and videos of me taking those mangoes in the group chat.
Oh my god.
The good thing was, because I was sneaking out of the building, I tried to stay low by wearing a beanie, a gigantic mask, and an oversized jacket. The hallway was very dark anyway, and even my mother wouldn't be able to tell it was me. The bad thing was, this made me look just like a thief. Also, that was already day 3, and I kind of ate all the mangoes already. So Mr. Detective went back to check 5 hours of footage of the camera at the main entrance from 6:30 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. Again, because I sneaked in, I was not shown on this footage. Then the detective guy and his neighbors, who were obviously bored to death, started speculating. They first thought I was male because of the jacket and beanie, then female based on my shoulder-head ratio and the cut of my pants,
God.
Apparently.
What the fuck?
Apparently.
My shoulder-head ratio.
You've got a very feminine shoulder-to-head ratio, and the cut of your pants looks extremely feminine. That I live in floor 1 through 3 on the west side. I don't. That I must have went back to the garage to grab something from my car before coming back to the building since I was carrying a bag. I don't own a car, and I needed a bag to carry my PS4 controller and some games to a friend's house. And that I must be an experienced thief because I went straight to the pile of mangoes and started putting them into my bag.
What experienced thief wastes their talents on fucking mangoes? Like,
For
what?
fuck's sake! For fuck's sake,
Like,
I didn't even know those were private property!
You steal fucking technology, not if you're a master thief, not fucking mangoes.
I love... This detective is so bad. He's, like, the exact opposite of the truth at every turn. Anyway...
I think OP made this shit up just to tell a funny story.
Anyway, in the past month, I tried to buy some mangoes to give back to the neighbor, but my order kept getting canceled, so I have not succeeded. I went back to check the price of the entire box, and it was around $10. Last night, it's been a month since the mango snafu, I got invited to one of the neighbors' houses for dinner. We drank and talked about random things until Mr. Detective showed up. He quickly started reviewing the mango case all over again. This guy does not have a day job. It had been a month. Including the fact that he recently went back...
never given up.
He quickly started reviewing the mango case all over again, including the fact that he recently went back to the crime scene to reproduce my route. So there I was, the mango thief, sitting next to the enthusiastic amateur mango detective, his next-door neighbor who just didn't want to hear one more word about mangoes, my next-door neighbor who's a policewoman and an expert in theft cases, and the host who had no idea what was going on. TLDR, a man has spent over a month trying to catch me who accidentally took someone else's mangoes. You've committed the perfect crime.
It's a perfect
crime.
This guy's the worst detective.
Alright, I think I figured it out. No, the fuck you have not.
Like, this is almost like, okay, so this guy is so bad, I have to wonder if this whole story was made up, like, legit.
It might.
Like, I don't... Like, who the fuck cares about... Like, did he steal an entire crop's worth of mangoes at this point?
This is... It could be, you know.
No, it was like 2 mangoes.
Yeah, so why the fuck does this guy care so much? Like, this is a comedy routine. This can't be reality.
I don't know.
Reality is stranger than fiction, so maybe it is, but...
Yeah. No, we've seen some real fucking weirdos on this show. And also, like, there's just enough, like, weird tangential, like, details that made me think this might have happened.
Yeah, like, I feel like this is somewhat plausible, actually.
Yeah.
Like, I can imagine this one dude who like, listens to, like, true crime podcasts all the time and has, like, and does, like, hunt a killer fucking every month.
Calling. This is my calling, my destiny.
He sees this and he's like, my time has come. I can imagine that, actually.
And these very local community, like, especially ones that have, like, their own group chats and shit, like, weird drama goes on in, like, small local communities.
It really does. Oh, God.
Yeah. I believe it.
I believe it.
So that's fun.
It's not absurd enough to be completely fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so on the cusp, like... It's so on the cusp of, like, why would you care? Like, there's just so many bizarre elements had to line up for this to be true, but alright, somebody was really obsessed with finding a mango thief.
It seems
More
that
power
way.
to them.
More power to them. They suck at it, but more power to them.
LAPD, because that is overkill for a small cause. Sign him up for LAPD. Fuck, they'll love him there.
Okay. This one I have to open up in my browser because it is NSFW.
Children, you know what to do. Go to the corner.
Today I fucked up by having morning sex. Obligatory not today, but a few years ago. I, 26 at the time, spent the night at my boyfriend's house where he lived with 2 roommates. One guy, his friend, whom he also shares classes with at the same uni. The other roommate is a girl who moved in just recently. That morning when we woke up, I made it clear I wanted sex. He was reluctant since he had to go to class, but I kept teasing and he caved. We had a good one and he came inside me. Good morning, gay lovemaking. What could go wrong? Not long after we finished, I kind of felt the sensation oh dear God, no. I kind of felt the sensation I had to go to the bathroom, but I was lazy and wanted a little privacy, so I decided to wait until he was gone. He took a quick shower and grabbed his stuff, left with his male roommate off to class. Cool, now I can go, but now I don't really need to. Fine, whatever. I get up and dress and make myself a cup of coffee. This is where I fucked up, because I should have gone just to be safe. Now, I'm sitting in the small kitchen enjoying my cup of coffee, and in walks his new female roommate. We've said hello once or twice, but since I'm sitting there, she starts talking to me, and we're getting to know each other as she is making and eating her breakfast. As the conversation goes on, I kind of start having sensations again that I need to go and give birth to my boyfriend's... love juice. Oh, God.
This is my favorite part of making Kevin read things.
I ignore. You had to send this one to me. You had to.
I need you to understand, though, that I actually don't read these before the show. I usually just, skim them, so I don't always know what's in them.
I ignore the cramping, but it's getting heavier and heavier. I'm thinking he came rather long, so maybe also a lot. I also get the feeling I can't hold it. She keeps on asking and talking, and eventually I think, fuck it, this needs to happen now. I keep on switching positions and trying to ignore it, but it's getting worse by the second. I finally get up and excuse myself to the bathroom. That is right next to the kitchen. Like one step out of the kitchen and you're there. It's the only one in the house as well. I sit down and pray to God, hoping that this is going to be a silent cleansing, but no, God hates fags, remember?
Okay. Alright, that line was funny. That was funny. Jesus Christ.
The first wave comes out like a Harley Davidson riding down the street, and I hear her drop her spoon immediately. I am embarrassed, but at the same time I need to laugh, which doesn't help, so I'm holding in laughter, which adds to the pressure on my stomach, and now the second wave is like a trumpet. Now I need to laugh even harder, so I fail to hold it in and start laughing. I start laughing and cum farting out loud. I hear her get up and storm off to her room. I'm crying at this point while I'm keeping on...
I want to go home.
While I keep on emptying. After I stop laughing, the shame kicks in, and when I'm done, I clean up and grab my stuff and go home. I told my boyfriend what happened, and he laughs, but tells me not to worry about it. A week goes by, and I haven't seen her, but I spent the night again at my boyfriend's house again. The following morning, no sex, just cuddling, and after he leaves to go to class, I get up for a quick morning wee. I walk towards the bathroom looking in the kitchen, and she's sitting there enjoying her breakfast. As I walk towards the bathroom, we see each other and we say hello, but it's awkward as hell. Luckily, I'm going to the bathroom, right? As soon as she notices I'm going to the bathroom, she starts to look horrified, and when I close the door, I hear her bolt to her room, and I laugh to myself while feeling guilty. We never bonded after that. TLDR, had morning sex with a boyfriend, and by doing so, ruined his roommate's breakfast and appetite because of the aftermath. Good God.
Is this one of those you're the asshole moments? Because I feel like this, if there is a moment where we could asshole joke here, and this would be, you are the asshole.
Oh God. Can't get over that one line. No. God hates fags, remember? God, that's so bad. That is so bad. I gotta love people with a good sense of self-deprecation to them.
I'm sure he's a swell guy.
Right, I thought that was illegal. I'm not allowed to be...
Okay, there are limits.
This person sounds like they have their life together.
I bet they pay their taxes on time. Where the fuck? Okay. That's enough of that. It's time for the lightning round.
Woo-hoo!
This is where
Lightning
we
round of
read-
what?
Oh, did we not have this last time?
No, never mind.
No, we did.
Okay, yeah. This is where we read off unpopular opinions from our unpopular opinion. Are these opinions unpopular? Do we agree or disagree? Let's find out.
Smooth.
Unpopular opinion. I hate it when fast food serves nothing but breakfast in the morning. I like I've made it clear that I really, the one American cultural staple I love is diner style breakfast, so I can't relate to this.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't want to wake up in the morning and have a burger. You know, like,
Yeah.
give me some eggs, some sausage, some cheese, a biscuit. You know,
Dude,
like,
I'm the exact opposite. I find breakfast food incredibly boring. So I'd much rather eat lunch food. Like I don't mind a morning cheeseburger at all. But I know that I'm the outlier, so unpopular opinion for this one.
yeah, I'd say it is an unpopular opinion. I disagree with it, and you actually agree with it. So
Yep. No, I think it is an unpopular opinion that this person shares, and I also share it, but that doesn't mean it's not still unpopular.
yeah, fair
Because
enough.
most of my friends absolutely adore breakfast.
Yeah.
Most of the people I know just adore breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations, it's the same 3 food groups. It's bread, it's eggs, it's sausage. That's it. Congratulations, breakfast. It's 3 items. Fuck yourself. Anyway, what?
Anyway.
Well, I'm
Anyway.
sorry, I didn't mean that last one.
No, you're good. You're good.
Anyway, unpopular opinion: cake should not be the standard at parties because cake is gross. My husband told me early on in our relationship he didn't like cake. I thought this was weird at first, but then I realized that I just accepted that cake was good because it was offered at happy events, with exceedingly rare exceptions. It just doesn't taste good. I don't like it either. It doesn't matter if it's cupcake form or cake pop form. It's all disgusting. The only form of cake I eat now is ice cream cake from the Dairy Queen because it has no cake in it. This guy fucking indoctrinated his wife into his weird cake-hating cult.
She got cake pilled.
I like that comment. So you just don't like cake? Yes, true.
Yeah.
No, I love cake, so I can't relate to it.
Yeah, I fucking love
I
cake.
love cake. I love cake. I love cake so much. Let me just tell you how much I love cake. I'm literally baking one for my next video.
Oh, nice.
Nice. How does that relate to fried chicken?
It's the particular VTuber's birthday coming soon, so I wanted to cook her a cake. So the joke though is that it's going to be a carrot cake though, so that still has vegetables in it. I'm not gonna fucking
Yeah, I
do
guess
that.
you can't really incorporate lettuce into a cake, can you?
No, I can't, but I can put carrots in it, so she can go fuck herself. I mean, what?
See, I hate carrot cake, so.
Yeah, see, I love carrot cake. I love all cake. The only types of cakes I really don't like are, like... No. Cake, literally, I don't think I ever have a cake that I dislike. There's lots of different pies I don't like,
Yeah.
but for cake, like, yeah, cake is delicious. Whoever this person is, seek help. Seek massive help.
Yeah.
Maybe go pound sand or touch grass or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And eat some fucking cake and be happy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for me with carrot cake, it needs to have a really good cream cheese frosting.
I like cream cheese frosting. I just don't like carrots in my cake. They had carrot cake at work when I worked on Easter, and it was very disappointing to me. I was the only one not having cake.
That being said, I do love cake.
Same.
Yeah.
And I love people that love cake.
Mm-hmm.
So,
We're cake loving guy. Welcome to the Cake Lover podcast.
right, we are the Cake Lover Podcast. All cakes welcome.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to partake of the carrot cake, but aside from that, it's fine.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's lots of cake in the sea.
German chocolate is probably my favorite.
That is very good.
Yeah.
Has coconut in it.
I like Black Forest cake, and not just because it's a Portal reference. It's just a good cake.
Yes.
Unpopular opinion: beggars should be banned from the front of grocery stores.
I mean, they are.
Yeah, I mean,
Like legally, they are. They a lot of people just like a lot of
It's not,
a lot
it's
of
not
store workers
legally,
just
it's-
don't do it.
So, like, I actually work. So, fun fact: I actually work as a security officer, and I have done security at grocery stores before. Beggars are not allowed there, but
Yeah.
if your store doesn't have a security officer who gives a shit, yeah, it can be non-enforceable because technically it's not illegal unless somebody in the store takes issue with it and asks them to leave.
do you give a shit?
I do. I did. It was my job.
Yeah.
So,
Ever beat
like,
anyone with a nightstick?
no, absolutely not. I was an unarmed officer for the most part.
Okay. Well, I don't know about that. I've seen you. You've got arms.
I mean, I do have arms, but that's not the fucking point.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, what are arms for if not beating homeless people?
You're gonna give me-
Unpopular opinion: pretzels are gross. No, we're not gonna. We should have had him on for that. Remember the fucking guy who was stealing from the church steps?
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah. You've never seen a man hate homeless people until you've read that story, which you can't anymore, unfortunately, because it was deleted.
Yeah, but we have chronicled it. We have chronicled it on the Bakagaijin show.
Yeah, that was the episode where Mines was on.
Yeah, it
That's,
was.
that's the one with the little big planet thumbnail. Yeah, that asshole is still out there. He's at large.
Yeah, I can shoot that to you later if you want to listen to that whole story because it is a doozy.
Yeah. Unpopular opinion: putting your socks on before your pants is remarkably easier and more comfortable. OP is fat. I'll come to that conclusion. That's a fat person opinion.
Luis.
Because I used to have it when I was like fatter. Like, yeah, like it's a lot because like you can't lift your legs as high. You know, like if you're like really fat, you have trouble lifting your feet above your knees.
Okay, I kind of see where you're coming
So
from.
so that's kind of where that comes from. I can do that now, but like I couldn't do that like years ago. So I did get into the habit of putting socks on before pants.
Yeah.
But now I still do it out of habit, but I can do it either way. It doesn't matter. So yeah, depending on your body, it could be remarkably easier and more comfortable. That is a valid opinion.
Yeah.
Also, their username is Wendy's USA, so I'm just gonna assume they're fat.
Well, okay, that's a little bit more. Now we've got two pieces of evidence here.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a narrative.
Once
Now-
once is a coincidence. Twice,
Now it's a narrative.
yeah. I love one of my favorite things in this world is forming narratives about people I don't know. Let's be honest.
It's very
that's-
fun.
That's the whole point of people watching, honestly. Is to be like, what the fuck is that guy doing? You know? Unpopular opinion: people who sleep in late on the weekends have no right to complain about the weekends going by fast. Well, it depends. Are they also staying up late?
Yeah.
Because then they're experiencing the same amount of time.
They're experiencing the same amount of weekend.
Actually, all time is relative.
Yeah, but you're not in a high gravitational field, and you can't switch between them. So no, that argument doesn't work.
We should get Neil deGrasse Tyson on the show.
Please no.
We like not.
Look, we have a short list of favored guests, including our arch nemesis, Arizona State Representative Paul Gosar, DDS.
You and my friend Chris would love to talk because he lives in Arizona. He is a liberal living in Arizona. Guess how much he likes that guy.
Kevin also lived in Arizona under
yeah,
the thumb of Paul Gosar.
I did.
I remember.
Yep. Unpopular opinion: spicy ice cream should be more popular. I don't think I've ever had spicy ice cream or spice cream, as I would call
I
it.
was about to say that.
Have you
I
ever
know, I
had
stole it
cinnamon
from
ice cream?
Cinnamon. I don't. Maybe I don't remember.
I kind of want to try a spicy ice cream flavor just to see what it's like.
Mm-hmm. How
I've
does
never
the
had
other
it.
side live, Kevin?
Sounds interesting, actually.
Unpopular opinion: oysters are only good raw. Cooked ones are rubbish. Anyone here eat oysters?
No, because oysters are vile, disgusting, nasty. It's one of the few seafoods I won't touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
Oysters
never eaten
are gross.
oysters, and I have no interest in oysters.
I had a weird craving like 2 days ago that I should go to Red Lobster. I don't know why.
Like, look, I will eat raw fish and I will eat raw shrimp, but I draw the line at oysters.
You eat raw shrimp?
Oh, okay, lightly cooked shrimp. But, like...
That's what I thought, you baby.
Shut up.
You can't eat raw shrimp. That's not good for you.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Like I will eat shrimp.
You
eat...
just mean not hot shrimp. You mean like cocktail shrimp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, those are totally cooked.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But
There's a difference between cooked and just cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, raw shrimp are actually gray in color, if you've ever seen a bat.
Yeah, I work in a restaurant, and they have to like wash the shrimp before they cook them, and I was confused at first because they're all gray. But yeah. Interestingly, also like a lot of like in the restaurant business, there's a lot of like fake salmon, and like you can tell the difference because like real salmon is actually gray before it's cooked. So, yeah. Or maybe that's the fake stuff that's gray. One of the two is gray. I forget which. I forget how fake salmon works. Well, I don't eat oysters, so I don't have an opinion. Unpopular opinion: Teslas look like toy cars. That's not an opinion. That's just a fact.
They do.
They look like Hot Wheels.
There was a thing, like, speaking of Teslas, there was a thing that I saw on Twitter, like, right before the podcast started. Let me bring it up for a second.
Yeah. I noticed you're being quiet because you don't want to say anything bad about Tesla.
Yeah, here we go.
It'll hurt your chances in the Martian harem colonies.
Don't give my opinion on Teslas. You don't want it.
Watched a Tesla catch fire this morning. As soon as it started smoking, the electrical system locked and trapping the guy inside. Luckily, construction workers broke the window so he could escape. Neat feature.
Yeah, electric buses and cars have a huge problem of batteries just catching fire. I've heard about.
Yeah, that's a pretty consistent issue.
Yeah.
Electrical fires are dangerous. Who knew?
Unpopular opinion: McDonald's is better than Starbucks, but I go to Starbucks to avoid McDonald's workers.
You were a manager at a McDonald's once. What's your opinion?
Repeat the question.
Unpopular opinion: McDonald's is better than Starbucks, but I go to Starbucks to avoid McDonald's workers.
See how McDonald's workers are any worse than a bunch of spoiled white kids who produce coffee at the speed of molasses. My overwhelming experience at Starbucks is dispassionate lip clicking, like that sound, the lip clicking spoiled rich white kids working their first job, and they take 20 minutes to make a simple coffee. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who aren't like that. That's just been my wretched experience with the ones here in Dayton. Also, McDonald's has infinitely better coffee than Starbucks because it's not that much worse quality, honestly, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's faster.
Yeah, like a McDonald's coffee is like maybe $2 or $3. Meanwhile, over at Starbucks, it's like $6.
I'd have to understand why you were avoiding McDonald's employees.
Yeah.
I'd have to wonder why you were avoiding them to really criticize you. But McDonald's coffee is absolutely better than fucking Starbucks because it's cheaper and it's really not that much worse quality.
Yeah.
I just have to wonder.
Unless you are the biggest coffee snob on earth, and then if you are the biggest coffee snob on earth, I have to ask you, why the fuck are you drinking Starbucks?
Yeah, if you're a snob,
your coffee's made as fuck.
Yeah, if you're a snob, you import your own fucking shit and grind it.
No, you get it from an actual barista shop. You get it from
I've just seen that everyone who ever gets really into coffee starts doing their own grinding at some point.
Yeah, who actually knows where their coffee came from, can tell you about the farmer and the farm, who isn't contributing to the Columbia Coffee Process.
This post screams classism to me,
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It does sound like that a little bit.
They walk into a McDonald's and it smells like minorities in here.
A little bit.
Unpopular opinion, just so we're all clear, hunting and fishing as they are practiced in the West today have zero relation to survivalist tactics, and if you disagree, you are a try-hard, tough guy loser. I don't know if they have zero relation.
Hunting, I will agree. Fishing,
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah, like fishing's the same. Like it's not like
Fishing. It depends on how you're fishing. If you're talking rod and reel fishing, it is absolutely still a survival sport. Are you going to have power bait in the post-apocalypse? No. Can you find a fishing line, a hook, and a worm? Yes.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
Are you going to be able to find power bait and stuff like that? No. But like, still learning how to cast a rod, wait for your pitch, or wait for the catch, know how to hunt certain fish, know what's required. That is still valuable information, and it's the reason the scouts teach it.
yeah.
So I would say that in a post-apocalypse, having the skill to fish with rod and hook, just at the shore of a lake is still a very valuable skill. Or being able to bow fish off the side of a boat for sharks and shit, because a shark will feed you for a fucking month.
yeah.
That being said, hunting is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
The hunters of today who go out and bag a deer by spreading a bunch of sugar feed and doe piss and then dousing themselves with $3,000 worth of chemicals and setting up, a fortress in a tree where they've got Netflix set up, waiting there for a week while drinking beers for a deer to come by so they can shoot it with their high caliber rifle as the poor thing is just looking to fuck the doe that pissed here.
Yeah.
Like, that ain't survival. You will never bag a real deer with any of that shit. It does not teach you how to actually hunt.
Yeah.
It is blood sport, and that is it. It is not a survival sport.
Yeah.
So I absolutely agree with hunting. The way we hunt these days is a fucking joke. Is it easy? Hell yeah. Is it good for survival? No. You put any of these yokels into the woods with a low caliber rifle and nothing else, and say, "Go hunt a deer. See if you can track it.
Yeah.
See if you can sneak up on it. See if you can monitor it." They wouldn't survive. They'd die in a week because they couldn't eat.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Only moderate opinions exist here with me.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's all kosher.
Yeah, but fishing for the most part is, if you're talking about rod and reel, absolutely still a good survival skill.
I didn't even know there were things other than rod and reel. Is there like
there's bow fishing? There's I
know bow fishing, but like I didn't know there were like
there's also
tech bro ways of fishing.
Well, there's also like net fishing, which you can only do off the side of a boat and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't assume that in a survivalist context though.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're pretty far along.
And it's like fishing has gotten a little bit easier because like also have certain baits that attract better than the natural baits, and you've got specific spoons and hooks and stuff, and you won't always be able to find that.
You've got titanium rods.
But fish are kind of also fucking stupid, so if you just throw some bait on a hook, you'll eventually get a bite.
Yeah, fish. Yeah, like there's a kind of fishing where you just like stand, like wade fishing, where you just stand there and then hit them with a stick.
Yeah, exactly.
Fish are dumb. They're not a challenge.
No, they're really not. The only challenge is getting them to grab that hook.
Yeah, the challenge is getting to the right place, and then once you're in the right place, like, you get fish. Or the right conditions, That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion, navy blue should be considered a shade of purple.
Fuck?
No? There's no red in it. Or there's very little. There's like... No.
Yeah. No, they're just like, it's dark, so it's closer to purple.
No,
it's just a dark blue.
Yeah, if I punch your face, does it get closer to purple then?
It's not.
Jesus Christ, Kevin's just like, Kevin's just like, I don't like this opinion. I'm going to go beat my wife now. I'm just like,
Jesus Christ, Kevin.
Jesus Christ, Kevin.
You woke up today and chose violence.
Down, boy.
You can't stop me.
You should be on a list.
Well, he's a lolicon, so he's probably on several already. But
Shut up!
Oh, yeah, we're all on lists.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah,
All right.
that's good.
Yep. All right. So that's been the Bakagaijin show. I forget how we end these. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this. And also you can write us in at bakagaijinshow@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at ZekeFreak, at CCommanderK, and SERODIN, say your thing.
My Twitter is just JerararXD, although I think you can still find me under SERODIN Sedranor.
Yeah.
And then Jerarar is a YouTube channel. So enjoy all day.
Yeah, check that out. Yep, check that out. That's going to do us until next time. Thank you for listening to the Baka Gaijin Show. Zeke Freak out. Ciao, ciao for now.